Well, some of you may not know this, but I am a restaurant owner. That's right. I full-time do reactions and content creation, and I also own a restaurant. Technically, I own two, but I'm a majority shareholder in one, and then I partially own the second one. And that makes my life pretty goddamn busy. Whenever I make content or do reactions, it's the highlight of my day. The other part of my day is pure stress. So I've decided to open up to you guys and tell you a little bit more about my real life, such as me owning a restaurant. And now, a restaurant owner reacts to kitchen nightmares. That's right. We're here checking out Gordon Ramsay. And I'm really excited to check it out because, you know, as a restaurant owner, I've seen a lot of crazy things happen. I've dealt with health inspectors before. I mean, you have to because they come in for random checks. I've dealt with like a lot of different things. I've dealt with reviews. I've dealt with like just anything you could possibly imagine. I've dealt with difficult Karens, difficult Todds. I don't know what you call it when it's a man version. I've dealt with a lot of people in my time. I also used to be a waitress for 7 years as well prior to all that. So, lot of time in restaurants. Anyways, we're going to get into it. And before we get started, hit the like button, subscribe button, leave a comment down below to feed the algorithm quads. And code word for today, so I know you didn't skip the intro. It is lamb sauce. Because we all know that clip. Lamb sauce from Hell's Kitchen. That was a good one. Anyways, let's get into it. Oh, but it's called Zeke's, it says in the chapters.
Is the New Orleans suburb of Metairie, a tight-knit community that is home to Zeke's, a neighborhood restaurant opened in 2002
Volume good for you guys?
By a charismatic entrepreneur named Zeke Uknast.
Zeke was 6'4", big and goofy, but you know what? The man knew how to have a good time, and he knew how to run a pretty good restaurant.
I love that. How'd it go downhill then?
Because there was just a good vibe in this place. Good people.
That looks busy as hell. That was 2004, it said.
750 people in here on a Friday night.
But in 2005, Zeke tragically died during Hurricane Katrina.
Oh, no.
And the and the direction of the restaurant was up in the air.
After Katrina, this place was in limbo. So the Cortellos saw it, and then they pretty much took on the place.
Hi, guys.
Oh, no. Two random schmucks bought a nice establishment that was a feel-good place. No. No. Oh. That hurts my soul, man.
How are y'all tonight? Welcome to Zeke's.
When we bought Zeke's, we chose to keep the name because Zeke's did a very good business, and that just made business sense to us.
All right, guys, first guest.
Oh.
When Daryl first took over, pretty much changed everything.
Dude, you can't, like, keeping the name as a part of the deal when buying a restaurant. So by the way, when you buy a restaurant, you actually don't just, like, you in your negotiations, you work out if you keep their name or if you can change into a new name. So the reason being is that the name itself is like a separate thing, right? That has to be claimed, so and so forth. And then you yourself are like, do I want to buy that name as well? Or do I want to make my own name for the restaurant? And choosing to keep the name means you need to also keep a similar style because you're feeding off of their legacy. You're piggybacking off of what they've already done, right? And that's an extremely important factor. You can't fucking change it, right? And if you keep the same staff, you might be in a good enough position to somewhat run it the same, but it's gonna be damn difficult.
He cut staff. He cut product. He went to.
I unpause. He instantly goes. He cut staff. Yeah, you know what? There we go. Well, for those of you guys who don't know as well, staff is actually the most expensive part of running a restaurant, right? So limiting staff is a part of like life. And one thing that I do personally is like a lot of my staff members have families. They'll have like 2 or 3 kids, stuff like that. And I don't have the heart to lessen their hours when I know their families rely on it, even if we're in slower times. So what I do is a lot of the time is I have like my YouTube money I will use to supplement them as well to make sure that they can keep their shifts, right? Because like you don't want to fuck over someone who has a family. Like that shit matters, right? They're people. So like that's like an important part to us. And then since I own a second restaurant, I'm a partial owner in it. If they can't get shifts at one of my restaurants, I'll put them into the other restaurant for shifts. So that way they can at least get work during the week. Anyway, so like that's kind of the whole thing we do. And we the thing about like me being a restaurant owner is I was somebody who was a waitress for 7 years, right? And I understand like the humanity aspect of it all. And I'm not running a chain, right? Chains are a lot different. I'm running a mom and pop shop, right? I'm running like homemade food, fresh out the kitchen type of vibe. So it's kind of like you can't treat shit like you're in corporate. You're treating shit like you're interacting with real humans. That's how it has to be. And sometimes your business won't do well, right? For one of my restaurants, it's a fish and chips place. The other one is an Indian food restaurant. And my fish and chips place during the winter seasons doesn't do well, right? It's not going to perform as well. In the summer, makes a killing, right? In the summer, insanely well. But there's going to be a time where there's a downtrot, and that's going to be the winter. My Indian food restaurant is the opposite. In the winter, it picks up phenomenally because people want hot curries usually delivered to them, especially through food apps. But in the summer, people usually eat curry a lot less, right? And that's kind of how it works out. So I tried to shift my staff between the two for those who want to work at both and making sure that they're available for shifts when it comes to both. So that way they don't have to worry about losing out on work and can sustain themselves throughout the year. And the times where the restaurants aren't doing well in general, I use my YouTube money because this job is a privilege to me. I know I'm talking a lot, but you're gonna have to deal with that. That's the whole point of me doing this video. Is like what I do is a privilege to be a YouTuber. It's a privilege to be someone who just does reactions, right? And if I'm not like making sure my staff has a good quality of life with a part of that money, then what the fuck am I doing, right? So, and also fucking reactions are easy as shit. So it's like, what, you know, right? I'm not going to be here pretending like some other motherfuckers like, oh, I have to go record. Like, no, dude, it's easy as fuck. I'm just here laughing, goofing, and gaffing with y'all. It's not that big of a deal. But it's really important for like my IRL stuff to also go well too. So, yeah.
Lesser quality.
Wouldn't feed that to your dog.
And then on top of that, you raise the prices.
Oh, fuck.
It's a little over the top.
I feel as though I'm completely handcuffed in the kitchen.
I want to see the prices of the menu. I want to see the prices.
That's not us. I don't think that's us. You know what I'm saying?
You can't do steamed clams? Why?
Can we do this? And Daryl doesn't allow it.
Trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit.
I ask myself all the time, why do I even stay here?
No sitting on the job.
Servers here are all talked down to or disrespected.
Okay, I've been in an establishment where they don't let you sit. That's a lot of places. All right? Just, motherfucker, it's important to sit during your shift. Like, for my fish and chips place, there's not a lot of places to sit. But I do encourage them. Like, especially because at the counter where the cash is, there is a seat. So I'm like, just like rotate it out. Just sit when you need to fucking sit. Because how it works for your legs as well, as someone who's a waitress and as someone who like, even my mom, my mom's a professional chef, is that you can get like varicose veins in your legs from standing for too long, right? So you need to like wear compression socks for your legs to make sure that they're healthy. You need to make sure you sit down for a duration, then stand up again. And those things can help a lot with your like health balance, especially when it comes to legs. And making sure you drink a fuck ton of water while you're serving. Right? Things like that are extremely important. And if you tell your like staff don't sit down, that doesn't make sense. You have to at least give them an opportunity where they're able to rest. Right? And it's like if you don't take care of their health and their well-being, they're not going to work well for you. Like even from a business perspective, you're a fucking moron. Like, did you hire your mom at one of the restaurants? Well, how it worked was originally my dad and my mom opened an Indian food restaurant because my mom is Indian. And she's the head chef there. And when they weren't doing too well, I bought some of the business. And I was like, I'm not gonna buy the full thing or anything. But I was like, I'll buy some of it. Because I already owned the fish and chips place and bought that. And I was like, yeah. Because I was like, yeah, I can like help turn things around. And there we go. So technically, yeah. Technically, I am my mom's boss. But, yeah, I don't really treat it like that.
People just don't feel appreciated.
Daryl cut my pay in the last 6 months.
I can't afford raises right now.
And it's made me work more hours since he cut my pay.
Daryl, we got 3 orders of green tomatoes left.
Cutting them a little thick, too, I can tell you that.
What?
I'm not looking to squeak by. I'm looking for financial rewards in this business.
Okay, but that's fair. Wanting to be financially compensated for your work in a restaurant makes sense. But food quality and understanding of the market is also important.
That kind of offended a lot of Zeke's regulars. And this has just steadily declined.
Meatballs plain and bland. Unless he's got a pot of gold stashed somewhere, there's no way.
How do you fuck up a meatball?
A month.
All right.
Payroll was today.
How'd we do?
That's not a good question. Financially, we are not doing great.
Well, we got to catch up somewhere. It's not happening.
We're not going to make it if we don't have Chef Ramsay come in and tell us what he thinks we can do differently to change this, because obviously what we're doing, it's not really working.
Do you actually have zero clue? Wait, are they that incompetent? Hold on. They got zero clue about what's wrong? Oh, Gordon gonna have a field day with these motherfuckers. Oh my God, no.
Physically,
oh my God, no.
It's been hard. I have put everything I can possibly put into Zeke's, but seats aren't full, so something's going on. And we're killing ourselves trying to find out.
Before heading to Zeke's, Gordon has arranged to meet some Metairie locals to gain some insight into the restaurant
that's
and
nice.
the neighborhood.
Oh, doing good.
Yeah.
How we doing this morning?
Very well indeed, thank you. Morning. Morning. How are we? Now tell me about the area, Metairie. What does it stand for?
So it's a town on the East Bank.
Uh-huh.
They got a lot of people. They got some good restaurants up there.
And have you heard of a restaurant called Zeke's?
We used to go there quite a bit. I haven't been there in a while, but before Katrina, we used to go there quite a bit.
Yeah.
What's the difference in food?
Pricey and average.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The quality has gone down quite a bit.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere wasn't the same.
They had lost the match.
Damn. Pricey and mid as fuck. Did you hear that? They said average, but they said pricey and mid as fuck. Ooh.
Right, just change.
Ooh.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
After hearing unfavorable reviews, Chef Ramsay heads over to Zeke's to continue his investigation, and there is nothing more telling than lunch.
Lunch rush!
Hello, Chef Ramsay. Welcome to Zeke's.
I'm very happy to be here.
Nice to meet you.
Definitely.
Come right this way.
All right, guys.
Oh, they got customers.
Heard that. Heard that.
Do you know what, though? They might have customers because they saw cameras in there, or they know Gordon's coming into town.
You are the owner.
Yeah.
You run the business with Zeke.
My husband is Daryl.
Daryl. And where's Zeke?
He is in the kitchen.
So, who's Zeke?
Zeke was the original man who opened the restaurant. Passed away right after Katrina.
Daryl.
And we purchased it from his estate. So we've had it for almost 5 years.
What did you change after you bought it?
The menu items are similar.
Okay, good.
We've definitely taken some off and changed some recipes.
And the chef is the same?
Emil is the kitchen
Emil.
manager. Yes.
Whose decision is it with the new dishes?
Did she say kitchen manager? Executive chef? Or are you not paying him executive chef money? Did she just... Oh, yeah, we can't call him executive chef, or otherwise we have to actually pay him properly. yeah, manager. Oh,
My
fuck.
husband, Daryl. He's got a couple of his recipes on the menu.
And where did he train as a chef?
He's never trained as a chef.
If you're not a chef, why would you put
I'm
dishes on the menu?
okay if someone's not a professional chef opening a restaurant, if they're talented. Some people have a level of talent, right? Or they have an understanding of culinary where they can hire the right staff. And those things I can respect. But if you got no fucking clue what the hell you're doing and you just buy a place, you're a goddamn idiot. There's like ways to work through it, and this is not one of them.
Being in the business, I guess.
Okay. Does the chef agree with those dishes, or is it just because he's the owner, that's why he gets them on?
I guess talk to him about it.
Okay, let me have a look at the menu.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So the owner is not a chef
Hi, how are
and
you
changed the
today?
items on the
How are
menu?
you?
Wait, that's even weirder. So like, for example, if you're going to if you're somebody who's not familiar as being a chef or have any experience in cooking, why would you be the one to change the items on the menu or change recipes? You should ask the opinion of other cooks and other chefs. What? Do a taste testing. Accustomed to it to taste. Like, you gotta do shit. What the fuck is ego arrogance, yeah? Oh my god. Okay.
My first time.
Good.
Thank you. Your first name is?
Candace.
Candace. I saw
Candace,
on the menu
dick fit in your mouth! I'm sorry.
Cortello. It's an invented dish for our restaurant. The Cortellos is Daryl and Ellen, so they made it up.
So the owners have named an oyster after them?
Yes, they have.
You bought the restaurant, now you want your name on the menu.
Yes.
Sounds like someone's struggling for power. I've got to try one.
Okay.
Yeah. And I must have some boiled shrimp.
Boiled shrimp.
And what specials do you have, my darling?
We have a chicken fried steak today.
Let's go for it.
We do have also traditional bread pudding.
Let's go for that. And I think we're done.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, anyone else got anxiety for Gordon's digestive system? 'Cause I do.
Look what I got.
All right, here we go.
When Daryl got here, he kind of implemented his own menu. It really gets frustrating because Daryl really has no idea, culinary-wise, what he's doing.
Candace, you ready?
I'm gonna take out the boiled shrimp to him.
Chef Ramsay is going to love this food. It's simple food, it's basic food, it's feel-good food, but it's done very well and fresh.
Okay.
He said and fresh. Keep that word to him.
My first Louisiana shrimp. Yeah, everything's soft. They should peel easily and sort of pop out the shell, but I'm struggling to peel them. I mean, that is nasty. What I'm struggling for here is the lack of freshness. They feel and taste slightly mushy, which is a big disappointment.
Oh.
Candace, where are the shrimps fresh?
They're fresh frozen.
Fresh frozen.
Fresh frozen!
I know it's kind of...
Shut the fuck up! What the fuck does fresh frozen mean? Motherfucker, everything is fresh when you go to freeze it. What the fuck does that mean? That is so stupid. It's just frozen then. Oh my god. I just had a fucking aneurysm. Oh my god. I felt my brain just Oh. That is so stupid. Who told you to say that?
Well, you can buy fresh shrimp within a mile from
Yes, yes. The frozen shrimp tastes like shit. Sorry. Crap. He wanted to know why we would get frozen shrimp when you can go to, like, the market and get them fresh every day.
It's not uncommon.
I am so pissed off, okay? Because supporting local produce is so fucking important, okay? Who do I support? A local butcher for the Indian food restaurant, okay? He's a wonderful guy. I love his family. 2, he also loves my dog, because if I bring her in the car to go pick up meat, he's always like, oh my god, hello. Towards my dog. He's the sweetest man, and his wife is great too. She's very loud, but she's very sweet. And for the fish supplier, they're a local fish supplier, right? And they deliver their trucks directly to us every morning, right? And the sweetest workers, wonderful people. And sometimes if they come too early in the morning, I just leave a key for them. And these both, like, I leave it with them to, like, I give it to the worker. And I'm like, if you come to open up, here's that motherfucking key. You deal with it. Because I am sleeping in tomorrow. And, you know, they're just absolute sweethearts. All of them are so fucking great. Like, oh, man. I love them. Just love all the people. And the thing is, too, yes, it is pricier. Like, I'm not going to lie, right? But there's a certain part about supporting, like, 1, we're a locally owned business. And 2, supporting local produce is just a part of having integrity. And those things fucking matter. You know? So just saying. And it's like, especially if it's not even far, it's not even out of your way. It's not even out of your goddamn way. I can talk to you guys more about butchers and stuff like that when it comes to their market and industry and how it's been affected. But we'll continue with the video for now. I might save that for a different video.
Common to have frozen shrimp because some things are okay frozen. How we look on the oysters?
Coming right now.
All right.
Wow, that back wall is hideous. What a mess.
Yeah.
And what's with the swamp decor? Whose idea was that?
Mine and my husband's.
To eat in a swamp? for children or for adults?
For both.
For both.
For both.
Oh.
Oysters Cortello. That's our worst thing.
That's oh. You said that's our worst one?
Right, here we go.
What do you say?
Okay, thank you.
Subtitles are definitely wrong. Oh.
What the hell is that?
These are the oysters Cortello.
Oysters Cortello. So I suppose you go like that.
Hey, they don't even make their own bruschetta. That's not, they bought that shit out of a fucking packet. That's not even homemade bruschetta. Oh, that's so, come, you can't, can y'all make nothing?
They're dreadful. Oysters named after the owner. I certainly wouldn't put my name on that. I wouldn't even put my enemy's name on that.
Take it for you?
Gordon with a bar, goddamn.
That's depressing, isn't it?
No. Just terrible.
Oysters Cortello, I don't know what to say about that. I eat them myself. I think they're delicious. Absolutely
Dude, oh. Get a fucking taste testing going on, man. Oh, the arrogance of man never ceases to amaze me.
delicious.
Daryl, what did you say?
Oysters Cortello just ain't working.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
Absolutely delicious.
Daryl, what did you say?
Oysters Cortello.
That's a full plate of food right there. Do you see this?
Just ain't
How
working.
much food is she throwing out? These customers are not fucking eating, man.
This is killing me not to know what he's saying.
They didn't even comment on that. It's just in the background.
Correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, you know what? When I went to the South and I tried my very first chicken fried steak, it had white gravy. Doesn't it normally have white gravy? We get your chicken fried steak from the South? Yeah. I don't really normally see it with brown gravy. Normally that's for like turkey and stuff, right?
Anything. No seasoning, no care. Look at that. Ugh.
Oh!
What the
Oh,
hell?
that looked. Oh! That looks like my uncle's chapel. You know what a chancla is? In India, there's a version of it that's called a chapel. And it's like basically like a flip-flop.
What is that? Looks like it's just had a giraffe's tongue cut out and deep fat fried.
Oh, it kind of does. Actually, it's a good
The
description.
food here is horrible.
Unbelievable.
Daryl's not listening to the feedback that he gets, and he's gonna do what he wants to do. Daryl.
Yep.
He said that it looks like somebody cut out a giraffe's tongue, battered and fried it.
I'm not going to agree with that. It didn't look that way to me. I mean, that's what normally goes out.
That's what normally goes out. That's why your restaurant's fucking failing. What? That's what we normally serve. Yeah, I'm not making money, but that's what we normally do. Okay, then clearly you're doing it wrong. Like, what? What? Common sense? Hello? Hello? It's left the room.
Product.
It's left the
Look like
fucking
we got a
room.
giraffe's tongue.
Incredible.
Wow. Jesus. Thanks, Danny. Doesn't look fantastic,
I mean, that could be okay.
but it tastes delicious.
Oh, good.
Who made that?
Emil it makes it. I'm just so happy that Chef Ramsay likes the bread.
Yeah, I was like, that doesn't look bad. He said it looked bad, but I don't think the presentation was that bad for a bread pudding.
It feels great to end on a good note. Love the bread pudding.
The only thing that this little fuck didn't tamper with. The actual chef made it. Yep. Sorry, chat. The kitchen manager made it. Fuck these guys, man.
Like the bread pudding?
There we go.
Loved it. I took full responsibility for the bread pudding. That is all me.
I like how
Daryl doesn't
smiley
have
he is. Good
influence
for
on
him.
that. Thank God. Thank God.
Don't be too smiley, bitch, because it's your job to also check the quality of the food before it leaves. And also, for when it comes to produce, you also have to do the check for everything. I wouldn't be overly proud.
They like some
I mean, you got some problems still going on here, buddy.
Hello.
Hello, Chef.
And this is
Daryl Cortello.
the owner.
Yes, Chef.
Introduce me to your brigade.
Chef Emil, Marcos.
Emil, good to see you, buddy.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise. Jason Carpenter. Jason, good to see you.
There's a lot of things that need changing, and you know, Daryl is one of them.
Can I talk about lunch?
Yes.
My God, what a disaster.
Some things need to change, and the owner is one of them. That goes hard as fuck.
The food is below standard. Why wouldn't you buy fresh shrimp?
Simply don't have the time to go to the market.
That is the dumbest thing. So for my fish and chips restaurant, there's a local bakery. I was going to say the name of it. Oh my God, I almost doxed. There's a local bakery that we get our fresh rolls for lobster rolls, right? We serve lobster rolls at the fish and chips place I own. And when we run out of those rolls, guess what I fucking do? We go pick up more fucking rolls from that bakery. We don't substitute it out with some shit. We don't do something random. Just go get the fucking, even if you have to sit in traffic, keep your quality. Your quality matters. It's a restaurant. God, what's the fuck, man? It's so frustrating. Like, I don't under. Okay, I'm good. I'm going through it.
Excuse me? Where are we?
Come on. New Orleans.
Come on, big boy. Chicken fried steak. Disaster.
Yep.
What cut of meat was that?
Not a very good cut.
No. Are you proud to serve that food?
No, sir.
Was that the same quality of steak that we were using years ago?
No, sir.
Then why have you changed the standard?
It's up to Daryl.
Is that a cutting corner method to save money?
No.
Or?
Chef, everything is shit to you,
Yeah.
but we had diners eating all lunch, full dining room, but nothing's sent back.
Do you honestly think, just because they don't send it back, that your food is fucking amazing?
He's delusional. He's actually delusional. What? I can't. Yeah, homie hit the Lulu land.
That's good enough for you to continue. No, you can't be that fucking stupid.
Point taken.
If they want to be that...
I hear you, Mr. Ramsey. I hear you. Yeah, point taken. All right. Shit, bitch. You spitting.
stupid, you've got no chance.
I don't buy the fact that it's bad quality food. That's bullshit.
Hard to believe this was once a great place.
Oh, man.
After receiving some harsh words from Chef Ramsay,
The food is below standard.
Daryl has some words of his own.
You know, Chef says everything is shit. It's embarrassing. There's nothing good about the menu. You know, I don't buy that shit. I will never believe the food is shit. You're not going to commit. I've been eating.
The thing that I'm scared of is checking their fridge. I'll teach you guys about how fridges are run for restaurants and like back house shit and like
this food all
quality
my
control that you
Chef
need to
Ramsay
keep
doesn't
like, once we get
food.
there.
That's it. I mean, you can cut all the food down you want. You can't.
But if he's already this cheap and freezing everything, a lot of that shit's not going to be
It's
labeled.
an hour before
That's for
dinner
damn sure.
serves, and Chef Ramsay hopes a private meeting with the two chefs, Emil and Jason, can shed some light on the restaurant's main issues.
Okay. So, I don't get it. Some of the things I encountered there today were just awful. That can't be your wish to cook with frozen ingredients.
We talk about it every day, and
Yep.
it just gets swept under the table.
I tell him the second he starts cutting cost and
Yeah.
getting a cheaper product,
Yeah.
you know it's going to taste like shit, and trying to explain that to him,
Yeah.
you know, is
It's like talking to this wall right here.
And how long's it been going on like that?
Since right around the time he took over. The only thing Daryl and Ellen see is money, and that's what scares me. Their whole purpose is money.
All right, so like one thing that's important to like learn in a restaurant business is that there's like cost margins for when buying food, right? The produce in order to make a dish ideally is 33% of what you actually like pay for to make it. That makes sense? So 33% should be the food cost. You should charge over that. So like pretty much 2 times whatever it is, right? Kind of like how that works. It's like a very weird system. So the reason being that you do that is one, staff. You have to pay for staff. You have to pay back for food. And then you have to make a profit off of it, right? Because you have to have rent to pay for your unit. You have to like care about other things, outliers from that. There's a lot of things that go into it. So your ideal goal is to always be a 33% like cost margin for your food, right? And the thing about that is that, especially with inflation, especially with all those issues, that's sometimes hard to adjust to. The only way to really keep it solid is to have a loyal base. When you create a loyal base, those things get easily worked out. Now, again, I'm somebody who openly has said my businesses don't do well during certain parts of the year. That's the reality. Is sometimes they don't do well, right? I'm not out here like, oh yeah, I'm raking in cash from my restaurants. You know, I'm just not. Sometimes it just hits hard, right? And that's okay. And it's understanding though that you can't let down your quality. Otherwise, the dive you take during those low seasons goes even worse. And that's a really important part to remember. You can't cut back your quality because that will cut back your influx of people, right? For a temporary gain of a moment, think about it. One of the things that I did as a strategy for upcoming that we're doing was that I was like, we need to go onto our food delivery apps and change it to BOGO, right? Buy one, get one free. I was like, hey, if this restaurant's not performing well for one of my restaurants, one of the best ways to get promotional output through one of the food delivery apps is by using BOGO. Now, the thing about using food delivery apps is that they take 10% of whatever the food cost is. Like they take 10% of whatever the total bill is for the food app, right? So you make less money from the delivery apps than you do doing actual takeout, right? But having a BOGO gets you super, super promoted on these apps in the deal section, right? How often when you check out a food delivery app, do you click on the deal section and just kind of scroll through to see, right? That's why. And I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to do BOGO and I want an influx of eaters here, what can I afford to put as a BOGO, like a buy one, get one free, that will not hurt my wallet insanely, but also will cause people to like give us a shot during these hard times, right? Even if we make less money off of it because it's through a food delivery app. And things like that matter, right? Yeah. So it's like, it's really difficult because of that aspect as well. And for one of my restaurants, we're not even at 33% anymore. We're closer to about 50% for our food cost margin. And it's pretty brutal, right? To keep standard through inflation. And then also, you know, everyone's salaries went up, right? One, through loyalty from working us for a long time, they have to go up. And two, because when the economy shifts, you have to also increase how much you pay your workers, right? And those things heavily hurt a business. And that's why it's like, yeah, restaurants are struggling right now. That's why you're going to see a lot of restaurants closing. I mean, just think about your local areas. Think about what restaurants are closing within the past 5 years, especially when COVID hit. And now post-COVID, the inflation's ridiculous, right? But through it all, the only ones that can actually stay and maintain are usually fucking chains. Chain restaurants are thriving because they can afford to take the hit and keep going because they have such a massive like deal with suppliers that they get the free pass for a lot of shit. And it sucks.
Money, 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 money.
We feel like our hands are so tied. As far as ordering goes, everything goes. The only other option was to leave. Me and him both go. Yes. Yeah. You know, what do? Just walk out the place? I mean, we got a lot of personal memories in this place, just to walk out of it.
Granted, I get that, but it doesn't stop you from having your voice.
Everybody here is just kind of waiting for the place to belly up and go find a new job somewhere else.
I'm here to help put this freaking place back on the map.
Yes, sir. You're absolutely right.
Yes, sir.
We have only two options, Chef Ramsay or God, and I don't think the second coming's happening anytime soon.
Thanks for the catch-up.
Thank you. Thank you.
You cannot lower quality of food ingredients too much, but you still have to keep profits in mind. Yeah, like the thing that, like, one of the things to keep in mind, right, is like, if I really wanted to like boost the influx of orders, right, do a buy one, get one free combo, right? But no, like we can't afford that. That cost is way too high. You wouldn't make any return, right? You'd literally just lose at that point. And like, it's understanding what you're willing to give and not give. And I think a good way to put it is when raising prices, I try to only raise within the realm of $2. Anything that's over a $2 that we have to raise, I consider cutting from the menu. Because I'm like, if we can't afford to make that item to the quality that we need to, and it would end up costing a certain X amount, it shouldn't be there anymore. And that's something that you really have to consider. Is like, do I start to limit my menu down and cut down how many items I have so that we can keep quality control? What do I do? And there's different ways to work that out that works for different businesses in different ways, right? Because all food establishments are different. I own 2 vastly different food establishments, right? They're not even close to being similar in food preparation. So yeah, that stuff matters too. How do you think upcoming import tariffs affect your business? Everything we do is sourced locally. Even when it comes to our like takeout containers and stuff, all that's done through locally owned businesses throughout Canada. So we tried to make ours completely Canadian based, which is why our food cost and everything is extremely high, including our packaging. But it was one thing like where it meant a lot to me when it came to the economy of the area that I'm in that matters. So I'm fine for a lot of that stuff. The only time where I was ordering from the States was during COVID because they had a higher supply of masks. So in order to get more masks for my staff, because I wanted to provide it for them, I had to order it from the States. But now, not so much. My mom's vindaloo, it's fucking great. Her beef vindaloo, my cousin's addicted to, and like at least twice a week he goes to get it. Her beef vindaloo goes crazy.
After gaining some insight from Jason and Emil,
Hey, I need shrimp portions.
Chef Ramsay is eager to see how this restaurant functions in a dinner service.
How does this work? Emil, when were these done?
Last night.
Why are they bagged?
He portioned them out to order.
Really? What's the idea of putting everything in bags?
Portion size.
Portion size.
I like to have everything in quantitative perspective.
Just tell them to count the fucking shrimps, you bitch. Tell them to count the shrimps. Do you not trust your workers to count? They can fucking count, man. What? You don't need to separately bag them.
If I give too much, you get a happy customer here. You don't get a good customer. They're happy because they're getting 3 times what they should be getting. I'm getting nothing. That don't make
Then count.
money on that.
It's food. You know, we're not cutting piping with bathrooms.
Hi, welcome to Zeke's. How many do we have in the party?
4. It's Chef Ramsay's first time in Louisiana.
Come right this way, please.
And not surprisingly, Zeke's is completely booked.
And tonight our specials are lasagna.
Oh, so they all know Ramsay's here, so they're checking out the place, right? That's why it's all booked. Yeah. They don't realize he's not cooking tonight. He's just watching. They're like, fuck! We wanted to come after the renovations, not before. God damn it.
I got a seafood platter, no oyster sub shrimp.
I'm at the expo station. I like to see all the food go out.
Side of new potatoes, Daryl.
I make sure every dish goes out like I want it to go out.
Can I run anything?
Nope.
Wait, it's dying. What the fuck are you doing? It's all dying.
Nope.
It's dying. Okay, so what it's called is dying in the window when you put hot food on the there, basically, and they don't take it. By the time it goes to the table, it's dead because it ends up being cold. That's not a heating area? No, because you wouldn't be able to put tickets here. So there's different units. So one is called, they're called like hot, there's one called hot plates, and another one called heating lamps. Those are the 2 most common ones. These ones are regular ass shelves. These are not those. All right. The reason why is you actually can't put see how it has like the rack right here for tickets? You wouldn't be able to do that. And they don't have heating lamps or anything here. So these are not heated. They're just leaving this here to get cold by not serving it. Maximum time it should be there before it died. It depends on the food. For fried foods, I mean, think about it this way. Have you ever ordered McDonald's and then ate it like 20 minutes later? Have you ever been depressed as shit biting a cold fry and being like, fuck my life? And it's like kind of like lukewarm, but it doesn't have that like crunch you want. 5, 8 minutes it can sit in the window. Max. Maximum. But if you're serving fried foods like this, you want to serve it within 2 to 3 minutes. Ideally, right? Because it's not about, oh, I need more time. One of the huge things about when putting out food is it's called timing, right? So what you'll do is you'll look at the slips. You'll be like, okay, this table has this appetizer, this table has this appetizer, this table has this appetizer. Let's make them all at the same time and send the appetizers at once. Now let's look at the tables. Oh, they have these 3 dishes. Let's say dish A takes 15 minutes, dish B takes 30 minutes, and dish C takes 10 minutes. What do? You start the longest one first, and then you start working on the next order. And then when it's halfway through that 30-minute long dish, you go back to that original slip and you make the other 2. That way you serve all of them at the same time and they're all the right temperature when served. You don't make them all at the same time. Because if you make them all at the same start time, the one that takes 10 minutes to make is going to be sitting there for 20 more minutes while the 30-minute one's being made. Does that make sense? So it's like keeping your efficiency up, right? Keeping your timing right. It's up to your chefs and you to keep your timing right. So you serve all the plates at once. If you've ever been to a restaurant where they serve everybody, but one person didn't get their meal yet and they're waiting, that means the chef's fucked up. They messed up their timing. That's all there is to it. Yeah.
Can any of that go?
I'm waiting on dishes to complete the order.
It doesn't concern you that food's just dying in the window?
We're pushing this.
Hey, he said it's dying in the window.
Wow.
Exactly.
It's been here a long time.
For expediting is one thing, standing here and saying nothing is another. Wow, fucking hell.
It's an hour into dinner service.
There's one thing really important about also working in a kitchen, especially as like if you're trying to act like an expediter, is you have to say things. Communication is a huge part of the kitchen. Like, oh, I need 1 of X, Y, and Z. I need 2 of this. Okay, where's order number, blah, 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 right? Like, you have to communicate. And then they'll tell you 5 minutes out, this many minutes out. Oh my God, I haven't started yet, right? You need to constantly understand what the fuck is going on. That way you can also be relayed to your waitresses and servers. So when it's relayed that information, they're able to understand, okay, what should I do in relation to the table to help their temperament while waiting for their food? Right? Things like that help your establishment. When you give them I don't know answers, that means you yourself are failing your restaurant and failing your business. You need to get your shit together. Right? And it's like, cool, what else? It's one of those situations where it's like, and then if you as a fucking expediter aren't saying anything and going, I'm just waiting for something. Call out what you're waiting for. I'm waiting for blah, blah, blah. Right now, we have to serve it. I need it now. Push it. That gets pushed. Send the table. Next one. I need blah, blah, blah still for this table. Where is it? Where is it? Right? That kind of thing. It's a motivator. It's not a yelling procedure, but it's a motivator. Like, hey, let's get it done. We're almost on this table. Let's go. Let's go. It's that kind of energy, right? A perfect person to see for this is actually my mom. My mom is probably the most sweetest, quietest woman you'll ever meet in your life. But when she's working at her job, and since she's the head chef, she's like, she has somebody else who calls out the order for her. Right? She doesn't actually call it out because her accent's very thick. So she's worried that it'll confuse people, which I understand, right? So someone else will call out the order, right? But she's the one to quality control everything. She'll go through, she'll test everything, make sure it's all good, make sure it comes out, check the timing, check something else, be like, okay, great, that's worked on. What do we need left for the takeout? She's checking every fucking thing, not micromanaging. She's checking on your progress. And that's what matters, right? It's not about, and if you tell her, hey, I need 10 more minutes, she'll be like, okay, if you need 10 minutes, then this needs to be done, right? Then she'll like go to somebody else and make sure that their thing slows down or they put it back off and they work on something different. Those skills are super important to have, right? And it's never in a way that makes you feel like shit. Like Gordon Ramsay and like some of his, like, I've seen Kitchen Nightmares before. The way that he yells at them is a lot different, right? She never really yells at her staff. She doesn't believe in doing that, but she does believe in being firm, right? So she's like, I need this. This needs to be done. Get it done, right? And that's about it. That's as harsh as she ever gets. And it works really well. a lot of her employees see her as a mother figure, which is super cute. Because if they ever see her like sitting down, they'll bring her water and be like, "Are you feeling okay today? How's your day?" Because like she's so encouraging towards them. And that's what shows when you take care of your staff and you care about their well-being, it pays back in them wanting to care about your business and you, right? So for example, if we have a good day at the restaurant, the workers aren't like, "Oh my God, today was so fucking hard." They're like, "Oh my God, today was so fucking hard, but we did really well. That's a good day for the restaurant." And that's the mentality you want to create, is we are succeeding as a unit. And when you don't create that mentality, you're a piece of shit.
And the first wave of food is finally making its way out to the customers.
Sorry about the wait. They are backed up.
Everybody's food at the table now.
Let me get your server. My apologies.
And the food isn't the only thing that's getting a chilling reception.
Can I ask something? Do you mind not standing there like that? It's so dour. I think you can be more proactive.
I don't want to hover, you know.
But you can make yourself busy.
Okay, I got it.
He said do shit, bitch.
Thank you.
He said do shit.
All right, look what I got.
What's that one?
Lasagna.
He said you not doing
When was the lasagna made?
nothing.
Last Thursday.
Last Thursday. And today's Thursday, right?
Correct.
Serving the stuff from a week ago.
If I went to a restaurant and they served me a week-old lasagna, I might have to fight somebody. Lasagna is one of the easiest fucking things to make. How do you fuck that up? What? I could go home and make a fucking lasagna in the time. What do you mean? Oh my God. Someone said I'm crashing out. Bro, I can't. That is so bad.
Help me to understand that stupidity.
We made the pan. We didn't sell it all. It's wrapped up in portions.
Oh my God, shut the fuck up about your portions. If you make a pan and you didn't sell it all, you have to get rid of it. And then for next time, remember. Or if you make a pan, you realize it's pushing to the last 3 hours of the night and it didn't sell during the day, make it a special. Hey, we're selling the lasagna for $10 for a plate. Get it, bitch. Let your waiters say that to the tables. Sell the rest of your fucking pan. Or just throw it out if you don't sell it. You have to, right? But if you're somebody who really cares about not wasting it, just fucking push it as a deal. Like, do that. There's, dude, crazy, 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 crazy.
Lasagna, it's all done fresh, cooked, and we'll wrap the portions up.
I laughed because someone said I'd eat the whole pan.
Put them in the freezer.
Portion!
It works. Lasagna, it's all done fresh, cooked, and we'll wrap the portions up separately. We'll put them in.
Yeah, it's a walk-in fridge, chat. This is a walk-in fridge. It's sitting like that? What the fuck is the one underneath it? What the fuck is... Oh my... Oh my God. Oh, Jesus. It's not even fully wrapped yet. Yep. And you know what's the worst part is? Putting the wrap on it, it's not going to help it. You need to have proper sealing. It's not sealed. It's not even sealed. You know how much bacteria is on that? It was there for a fucking week. There's so much bacteria. Like, that's so fucking gross. Oh my God.
In the freezer. It works. It is the best lasagna you're going to get.
It's a special, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so how the fuck is that special in your tiny mind when it was cooked a week ago?
I don't have a tiny mind.
I'm telling you, you have a tiny mind.
The only thing you could fight in that sentence was, I don't have a tiny mind. He goes, you do.
Be that special if you're gonna stand here and tell me that it's special.
The product is good.
The product is good. Motherfucker, if you ever talk about your dish at a restaurant, calling it a product, you are so far gone. I'm a Giga Chad business owner and my product is good. Bro, you sound like a fucking drug dealer. Yo, the shit tight. My product always good, baby. You know what it is. I sell meth. Like, what? What do you mean? You're cooking food.
Daryl runs his kitchen with 90% bravado, and, you know, the other 10% he just wings it.
This is a good product. This is good food.
Oh, my God. It's getting worse. Yeah, he's a tough nut, your expediter. So we have a special today. When do you think that lasagna was made?
Today.
Homemade lasagna?
Right.
Last Thursday.
Oh, her face. She got gagged from that. She said,
well, you know, it's frozen, so it's not like sitting there getting mildew on it. And our customers absolutely love the lasagna. I don't think that's our biggest issue is lasagna. I mean, that's...
Lady, wake up. Lady, wake up. Your business is failing. Honey, wake up. You're asleep at the wheel. You have no fucking idea what's going on in your restaurant.
Absolutely incorrect.
What do you think they would feel like if you told them the day special was cooked a week ago, frozen?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they would probably be surprised that it was so good and that it was made last week and frozen.
Shall I ask them all?
Oh my God! Oh my God! He's gonna ask them! Oh my God! Everyone shut up! He's gonna ask them!
Oh, really?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! He's so dramatic! I love it! 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 He's standing on a chair!
When you come out to restaurants and you read today's specials, for instance, a beautiful homemade lasagna, would you expect that lasagna to be made today? Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you have ordered lasagna? How would you feel if I told you all that today's lasagna that's been served was made a week ago?
And we beat Sweet Kid Ho! Sweet Kid Go! Oh, shit! Good. It's humiliating. What's fucking humiliating is that you're serving that shit. That's what's really humiliating here, bitch. That's what the fucking problem is here. I can't. You think that's humiliating? Your fucking food is humiliating. God!
After making a shocking discovery about today's special,
when was the lasagna made?
Last Thursday.
Chef Ramsay made an announcement.
Today's lasagna that's been served.
I can't, bro. I'm so like.
That is not sitting well with
Holy
customers.
shit!
My apologies to those that have ordered the lasagna. Have a look at the potential other specials. Bon appetit.
Bro, I don't even think I can call this a Kitchen Nightmares reaction. I think I have to call it a Kitchen Nightmares commentary. I'm gonna still put reaction in the title, but this shit's definitely a commentary. I'm talking a lot about the food industry.
It's humiliating. It's absolutely better, of course, when it's fresh and served right out of the pan, but it's not horrible.
Oh, it is
I told the
horrible.
customers that today's lasagna
Dang,
was
that's a fuck ton of onion rings on a plate. How much is that?
Feedback was shock horror. 86 lasagna.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
With Chef Ramsay's announcement
86 means
fresh in
throw it
their
out,
minds,
by the way. It's like you nix it off the menu for the rest of the night. So you just take it off. So it's like, if you say like 86 it, that means 1, we don't serve it anymore for the rest of the night. 2, throw it all out. That's what you usually do.
Fuck me.
Did y'all eat already? Yeah, I had the lasagna.
Oh, she had the lasagna!
After witnessing a dinner service full of problems,
You got 2 seconds, please?
Yes, absolutely.
Chef Ramsay is anxious to have a chat with the owners.
Oh, dear. Did you hear the customers tonight? When I told them lasagna was a week old. Did you hear?
Here's what happens. Cook lasagna, it doesn't sell. You throw it away? No, we don't throw it away. We wrap it.
I'm here to help, but I tell you what, I can't help you when you're standing there.
My dick game weak? What do? Stop fucking? Nah, I wrapped that shit in a Trojan condom ribbed. I tried again. That's him with the lasagna, bro.
There and trying to come up with excuses.
That type shit, you know what I'm
good
saying?
Money for frozen shit that cooked a week ago, and you call it a special.
We don't feel like it puts out an awful product.
You don't give a shit about food.
It's not true.
Your passion's about portion control, measurements, frozen foods reheated in a microwave. Restaurants don't run like this.
Disagree.
I disagree with that also, definitely.
Portion control matters. but there is a certain level of fucking decorum you have to have with your workers. If you don't trust them enough to put food portions on a plate, you have bigger issues. Do they not have hands or brains? What the fuck do you think? Alicia, how do you make your lasagna? Oh my God, girl. I make this beautiful bolognese. I make this beautiful meat sauce. I don't serve this at any of my restaurants. It's just a personal how I make it, right? I get fresh mozzarella from the grocery store because I'm a little cheap. And then I also get a block of the pre-made mozzarella that you shred yourself. I get both, okay? Meat sauce goes down. Noodles go on top. Cheese goes on top. Layer of spinach goes on top of the cheese. And you might be thinking, oh my God, no spinach. Why are you putting vegetables in it? Don't worry, it hits. It hits. You know why? You salt it a second time over the nice spinach. You go, ooh, right? You hit it with a little bit of that, all right? And obviously you season the fucking bolognese, right? After that, what do you do with the spinach? Another layer of cheese, the shredded one you made, right? And it's like, ooh, so it sits nice, bubbly, and gooey between you know what I'm saying? And nice in between. It's hugging the spinach. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, layer of noodles. And you're like, wait, that's a lot of noodles to put in there. Don't worry, because a layer of meat sauce comes right after. And that's one of your nice, thick meat sauces. You go, woo, 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 woo. And then the cheese. And then you put the spinach again. Then you put down the cheese. And then, surprise, meat sauce instead of the noodle this time. And then noodle, and to finish it off, the fresh mozzarella. And that's how you make an Alicia lasagna. Anyways, I'm not Italian though. But that's how I make it at home. So, you're gonna try that? You should. It's really nice. I make that a YouTube short. I start making YouTube shorts with the recipes. People come to my channel. They're like, wait, it's not a fucking cooking channel? Wait, what's this channel? Why is she laughing at Bill Burr? Our fiance is going to get fat in his 30s. No, for Rich, the way that I cook for Rich is so different. Rich, I make eggs and I make bacon, so he's a high protein breakfast in the morning. Sometimes I'll slice avocado if he doesn't feel like that. Sometimes I make him a side salad, but with a vinaigrette dressing. That's his breakfast. At lunchtime, sometimes I make him a sandwich if I'm working, and if I'm not working, so I can just like pack it for him and leave it in the fridge. If I'm not working, what I'll do is I'll usually make him like some sort of like chicken and rice, right, with broccoli on the side. That's usually lunch. Then for dinner, it depends if I'm working or not, because if I'm working with you guys and doing that kind of shit, I can't make him dinner. I'll make him a tuna melt because he fucking loves a good tuna melt. So I'll make him like a tuna melt. So I tell him, just tell me what you want in the beginning of the day and I'll have it done by the night so that we can have it throughout the day. But just you have to tell me in the morning so I can like prep it. Because like I can't season anything and have it marinate for the evening if you don't tell me in the morning, right? Damn, you throw hands down the kitchen. Well, for me, like, though I'm somebody who's like very progressive, right? I get my shit done. I'm also somebody who like, I'm not like a trad wife or some bullshit, right? But I do really appreciate like being a wife who takes care of her man. And that shit matters to me, right? I read someone's comment, so I said our. And like, I care about taking care of him. And one of my love languages is giving people food, right? So it's like, oh, he wants to like start cutting and shredding. And he has to go like low carb, or he has to like lower his calorie count. Like I will measure his food out. I will use my like measurement scale in the kitchen. I will make sure that he has his calorie count properly. Can he cook? He cannot cook anything. Oh my God, my fiance cannot cook. It is bad. He can't. And like, he can make one thing and it's a protein bowl. It's gotten so bad that like, I like put him on Factor because like I used to be sponsored by Factor. So I just got him to start using Factor, which is like the pre-made meal kits that like you could just heat in the microwave. And I'm like, here, get this every week. Eat this while I'm not with you. And if I'm with you, you don't have to eat it. And that's it. So that's kind of how it works. No. I'm not sponsored by Factor right now. I'm not sponsored by them right now. I used to be sponsored by them, but not anymore. But that's what I do. Because it's like, yeah. Because and one, you can choose the calorie count option and high protein plus option. So it's like easier. No food, no nothing. It's crazy. My fiance can't cook for shit, but I don't mind it because I don't mind cooking everything for him. Right? I'm not somebody who's like, oh my God, I have to cook again. I'm like, no, like, it makes me happy to do that. I've been with him for fucking years. And I'm fully prepared to do that when we're married. And I'm fully prepared to do that for our kids too. Like, it's something I enjoy. Like, feeding people is something I enjoy to do. Right? It's also like when I go to restaurants or take my family out, I like paying for it because feeding people is like my love language. Right? Acts of service and stuff is my love language. So, yeah. It's like, for example, when I take my parents out anywheres, I will never let my parents take the bill. Right? Because what I do is I'm like, with me, as your child, you guys, like, one of them 66, one of them is 58. I'm like, you raised me as a child, and now it's my turn to take care of you now that I'm an adult and have money. And that means I'm going to pay for your meals. And that means that now that I have the income or I'm able to do that, I want to support you. Right? That's just the way it is. And for some of you, you won't feel that way. And that's perfectly fine because your relationship with your parents is your own. And the way that you want to set that and arrange that is up to you. I'm just talking about my own personal situation. And that's what I do. Yeah. Also, be careful when ordering takeout or ordering through food apps. That shit can add up fast. Avoid ordering from food apps. If you want like cheaper meals to make that are healthy and you want Alicia's like recipe guides, you fucking let me know and I will give you recipes that are healthy, measured out, and you can make in bulk. If you want like a meal prep Monday thing, I can give you meal prep Monday shit. Okay? Do not order takeout. Be good. Please? Oh my God, you guys want that? Sure, no problem. I'll give you like different stuff. I'll give you like stuff, different cultures and shit. Post in Discord? Yeah, I'll post in Discord. Yeah, I'll sit down with my mom too. So my mom's also a head chef. So I'll get her to like, give some recipes too. Yeah. Alicia cooking stream. I don't like showing myself because I like to keep the VTuber shit going. But I might do an above camera where you just see my hands. I might do that at some point. But that's about it. So maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah. It's just also a lot of effort to set up. So just depends on how I feel. Anyways, tangent.
Trust me, you are not a fucking restaurateur.
You're the owner? You paying rent here? When you start dealing with all this crap and your name's on that lease, then you tell me what you want to do.
Oh my God. Oh, nice kick, buddy. Love that.
After being stonewalled by owners in denial,
Good morning, Chef.
Chef Ramsay has called a staff meeting.
2 minutes, please.
Hoping to bring all of the restaurant's issues into the open.
Anyone who's worked in a restaurant, how often do you have a staff meeting? How often have you been given something free to take home as well? Never had one. Not nearly enough. We never did. Never. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. So you had free lunch during your shift, but they ever give you something to take home? Or is it nothing you can take home? You just have it during your shift? You know how I really love baking? And sometimes you'll see me post pictures on Twitter? Usually what I do is I bake big batches of cookies or big batches of stuff for my mom to go take to work to give to her workers. And then she could also drop it off to my staff at my fish and chips place. Like, just giving a little bit of a care towards your staff and just being like, oh, hey, like, thought of you today. Here's some stuff. It's a nice gesture that goes a long way, right? How special would you feel if your boss came in and goes, hey, we baked cookies today. You want some? Here you go. Take as many as you want. Want to take some home? If there's any left over, go for it, right? And then in addition to that, when it comes to our meetings for restaurant, by the way, if you're working in a different job that's not like restaurant based, like totally different vibe, right? Those meetings, if you work, especially in tech, sometimes you have daily stand up, right? You'll have meetings literally every day. Different vibe. But for restaurants, we have meetings about once a month, right? But we also have individual meetings, right? Now, for example, if I have a staff member who's like, hey, Christmas is coming up. I want to get my kids X, Y, and Z, right? I really need the hours. I'm like, okay, like, let's see how we can work through that, right? And sometimes it's usually my dad who will talk to them directly. And then I'll sit with my dad and I'll start going through the schedule with him where I'm like, okay, well, we can fit hours in here. Okay, we can do this. Okay, technically we don't need that extra staff that day. That's going to cost us X amount. And I'm like, okay, well, keep them on because they have kids they need to support. I will supplement that amount of money into the business to help them have that shift, right? It's fine. Keep them there and have them do like a deep cleaning where they clean out the back, right? Stuff like that. And for us, we have this thing where every single Sunday is deep cleaning, where we pay them 1 extra hour to fully deep clean the restaurant after closing, right? Because you clean after your shift no matter what. We pay you for that regardless after closing, right? You're all used to that. But also, we don't want it to be like you only deep clean before the fucking inspector comes. Do you know why? 1, it's disgusting. But 2, do you know how much work that is to put on somebody? No. Once a week, you deep clean. Right? And stuff like that, where it becomes like, oh, it's such an easier job when you have that done. Things like that help so much with your restaurant in your business. In addition to that, if I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't really have, like, I don't need that many servers on that day. I'll tell them flat out, I'm like, hey, I can put you on this shift. Can you do these tasks for me? Can you like wash the windows outside for both restaurants that I have? Can you also like do blah, blah, blah? And like, I'll give them like a list of things to do. If you can do those during that shift, sure, I can give you that shift. Like, that's no problem. Like, I check if it's okay with them too. It's like, because I need these tasks done anyways, and I'm happy to give you the shift, but I don't really need an extra worker there right now. Right? And it's like, shit like that matters to people, especially when they have families and kids. Holding back hours on people like that is brutal. And sometimes you won't have hours to give. Sometimes you really are shit out of luck and you can't do it. Right? In those moments, I try to move them around to each other restaurant, which I've mentioned previously. Inspectors don't come randomly. Well, the thing about inspectors is that there's a time where they have to come. So they're supposed to come every X amount of months to check. And if you're nearing the end of that time and they still haven't come yet, you know they're coming. Because they have to check every like certain amount of months. That's why. Yeah, like there's inspection windows. Exactly. Like they won't come close to each other. And inspectors, people are always scared of them, but it's not that big of a fucking deal. Our inspector's really tough, but she's a really nice person, but she's very tough. But she really also gave a lot of great feedback early on in the business. Like, for example, we always had labels on all our food. But when it came to our labels, right, she was like, hey, if you want to make this more efficient, change your labeling style to this. And then like when it comes to your clipboard, it'll be easier to like manage it. And I was like, wow, okay, like that's actually a better way for me to handle it. It wasn't that I did it wrong, it's that there's a more efficient way to do it. And I was like, oh, cool. Right? So we changed the way we did our clipboard and we changed the way we did our labeling. Right? Stuff like that helps you a lot. Right? And there's helpful ways that inspectors can help you improve your business without you realizing. It's not always about like them being shitty. They're not here to like hurt you or hurt your business. They're here to make sure there's a standard held. So that's all. That's why when I see shit like this, I'm like, how do they get away with it? How do they get away with half the shit they do? I saw labels on their stuff, but oh my God.
Okay. I want you to tell me the frustration.
Is this going on YouTube because I feel like it's going to be long? Yeah. Excuse you. This is gonna be like a 2 to 3 hour video. Fuck it. You're welcome.
The anger and the things that really upset you the most. Emil.
I just feel as though
two-parter. It might have to be a two-parter. I'm not sure.
With a mallet constantly when I walk into this place. I went from working 40 hours to working about 50 for $400 a week.
Oh, what the fuck?
I feel that we don't get any respect. I'm here all the time. I don't get to eat lunch. I should have a meal. I should have a shift meal.
This is messed up.
We are talked down to, like we're dirt, and it's not right.
Listen, I really appreciate the openness and the honesty. I knew it was bad, but I didn't quite understand it hit that level of hurt.
I think it's just sad that we're all sitting here and that we actually have to even be at this point.
I think we all...
Oh my god, a lot of them are in fucking tears because they feel so frustrated.
No one's getting that message across.
Holy shit.
I need to get through to them. Daryl and Ellen are about to arrive. I want you to tell them.
Everybody was saying what they wanted to say and getting it off their chest, but it's kind of different from telling Chef Ramsay versus telling Daryl.
Don't be nervous.
If you're a business that's declined or you're going through financial hardship, at least give your employees like 50% off a meal, right? Don't charge them full price or charge them cost of meal, like cost of food, right? Something that, like, if you can't afford to do it because your business is failing, that's fine. Like, I'm not going to be here like on my high horse. There's going to be times where your business isn't doing well, but you have to do something to help, like, compensate them properly, right? It's either charging them at cost or giving them a 50% discount, right? Charging them full price is insane because you're just making money off your workers now, right? And it negates literally an hour of their shift because they have to pay for the meal now.
Don't be afraid. I've got your back. Okay? And here they are. Good morning.
Good morning. Like, if you work in a chain, you should get your 50. You should, like, if you work in a chain, they should give you it free. If you work in a mom and pop shop or a locally owned restaurant, I can see why, especially if you're going through financial hardship. That's what I'm saying. But if you work in a fucking chain, they better give you that fucking free meal because they can 100% afford it. Okay? That shit is whack as fuck. They got these big ass suppliers. They get half their shit for dirt cheap because their suppliers are they buy so much in bulk, right? And they get multi-bulk deals because the supplier will be giving it to different outlets of the restaurant. So it's insane. At McDonald's, you only got 50% off. Fuck, that's so stupid. There's one of the biggest fucking chains. That's like, it's crazy. Like, because, like, you would think, like, a mom and pop shop, yeah, I get it. For a fucking chain, those are the ones who should be actually giving you the free meal. That I can't even. I'm just, oh my god.
We've gone through some issues this morning that's been bothering them. But
also, if you're about to work at a place, work it into your contract, by the way. You can do that. When you're sitting down to sign the contract to work for them, prior to that, tell them that you would like a free meal if you work a full shift. They can throw it into your contract. That's no problem. Just saying, or 50% off. Make it written in your contract. If you're in a chain, I'm not sure how that works, though. Chain might just have a standard contract. I'm not sure how, like, you can get through that, but yeah.
Me trying to tell you how they feel, I think they should speak.
Certainly.
Who's gonna go first?
I'll go first. I don't feel as though we all gain much respect around here. And I don't think that you, as an owner, have our back.
Oh, he said it, though.
Ashley, is that how you feel?
You really do talk to us like dirt sometimes.
My intent is not to talk down to somebody.
But that's how it comes out.
Jason, talk to Daryl, please.
He said, my intent isn't. Yeah, but you do it, bitch.
My biggest problem that I have is just, I don't think you have a clue as to how this place runs.
Me?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that you're so stuck on the numbers, the actual essence of having...
His reaction faces are better than half the fucking YouTubers, bro. He said, me? What the fuck?
a restaurant and serving good food and giving customer service and happy employees.
I can't believe it.
We hear it every single night, every single day from our customers what needs to be changed and why they don't come back. We let you know these things and you don't give a shit.
Nothing's done.
you don't care.
Wow.
Pays is ridiculous here. I really don't want to break down, because I've been here a long time. And I'm not getting paid jack shit.
He's not getting paid jack shit. The subtitles are wrong, by the way. He's talking about his pay. He's not getting paid well for being here for this long.
I've been here since 2006. Why haven't I never got a pay raise?
Okay, let me say something real quick.
Oh,
Since
she
we're all
gonna
telling
say?
the truth. First of all, Daryl and I have taken thousands and thousands of dollars out of our personal account to pay your paychecks.
So why not just close the...
Same, bitch. Same. I have done that. That is your choice. Hello? You opened a restaurant. You're investing in your business. That's a part of it. What? What? Do you know how much, not even just tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands that I had to put into my businesses? Where all my money my entire life. I used to work 3 jobs at a time at one point. Everything that I've done to make sure that I could do it and get by and help those restaurants so that I wouldn't have to take out bigger loans. Each time I do that, it's a choice. Because if I wanted to close and sell it, I could. Right? And that's the thing, is that I choose. And that is your decision too. If you feel like your business is failing that fucking bad, sell the furniture, sell the location, move on. If it's that bad, take the loss. Or even file for bankruptcy. If you're that like financially downtrodden. I can't. Your employees will care about what you sacrifice if you care about them. That's the reality, right? My employees care deeply for my parents, right? My parents are the ones who interact with my employees on the day-to-day basis. I told my parents, I was like, hey, emotionally, I can't handle like interacting with the employees every day because I'm somebody who is like constantly being social for my job and talking a lot, right? And you're somebody who can build interpersonal relationships with them and understand them more than I have the time for, right? I want you guys to do that. And for myself, I'll help with all the logistics you need. I will help with anything that's like a problem. We'll sit down and have those discussions. If you need me to do anything else beyond that, you let me know, right? So I deal with a lot of the back end. I deal with a lot of the bigger planning, the bigger decision making, things like that when it comes to staff. And how I show my appreciation is doing like small favors for them, things like that. There's a money issue, I deal with it. I do what I can. Oh, it's just... macromanaging versus micromanaging. Yeah. And I think like if you don't care about your employees, you're fucking up. And my parents do a great job of doing that. I personally know that I care about them. And if I hear about situations about them, I make sure that I help in those regards. But I know myself that I don't have the emotional capacity, especially with my health situation, to like be prominent as they would need me to be as a restaurant owner, especially a local restaurant owner, right? Because I do this as well. This I do full time too, which isn't a hard job. This is not a hard job. Hanging out with you guys, laughing, goofing and gaffing, not a hard job, but it is time consuming, right? And I want to make sure that my staff are taken care of in that way. And my parents do an excellent job of that, right? So that's important.
Plays down.
We're not giving up. We don't want to give up. If you want to give up, that's fine. This isn't your business.
Ah, she's crazy. It is. When they work for you, they're a part of your business. They are literally a part of it. You're so fucking insane.
I won't leave. Not at all. But I need to make money to support my family.
You know what? So do we.
Oh my God. I'm losing my mind. They got kids. They got a family. Fucking pull your head out of your ass. Pull your head out of your ass for 3 seconds. Holy shit. Like, oh my God, I can't. I just.
Y'all are acting like it's us against y'all, and it's not.
You're not making it feel like a fucking
This is a
team.
business, we have costs and expenses. I ask you to take that pay cut. It's either that or labor costs get so high, I'm out.
But you can go on 5
Oh.
vacations in the summer.
And you're struggling for money.
Right.
They go on 5 vacations in the summer and made them take a pay cut. He said nothing back to that. He knows it's true. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Ooh. You know what's crazy? I've been uploading every day for 3 fucking years. I've been streaming every day since fucking March. I haven't even had a vacation, you fucking rot bitches. This is so unfair. I haven't left my house in fucking years. What the fuck is this? Oh. How would you react if Gordon visited your restaurant? I'd be really happy. I'd be really excited for him to try my food. I have a lot of pride in what we do, and I think you'd have a great time. I've had food critics come to my restaurant and enjoy the food. I'm fully prepared. Yep. I've had Olympic athletes come to my restaurant before as well, which was really cool. So, we had a few famous actors come in at one point, too. At one point, we've had like really cool people drop by. Yeah. So, very, very cool stuff. I got no problem. I would not even feel nervous. You know why? Because I have so much faith in my staff and in my restaurants that I know they would do well. I think there's always room for improvement. Like, I'm not somebody who's like psychotic enough to think that everything's perfect. There's always room for improvement, and there's always room to make sure that things are still running optimally, right? Because things can slack over the years. But I know the standard of what we have is excellent, to the point where if one day while I'm working and I'm here with you guys and I'm like, I'm going to order takeout from my own restaurant, and I sometimes will change the name on the app so it doesn't show my name, and just see what the food quality is like that day. Or sometimes I'll order it for one of my friends and get it sent to their house and ask them how it tastes, right? Just to see, like, what's the food quality like? Are things different, right? And it's just to make sure that once in a while, without micromanaging, without being hovering, you can check what is the generic way that it comes out to customers randomly, right? And if it's still good, if it's still great, awesome. If there's a problem, I take a picture of it. I send it off to my mom and I'm like, hey, this happened tonight. You should review it. You should talk about it. X, Y, and Z happened, right? And she's like, oh, great, perfect. Because in that moment, when it happens, is the perfect time to address it. And that's why, right? It's not going to be perfect every time. There's going to be mess ups, but addressing those mess ups and checking for your quality is extremely important.
That is fucked up.
He said that is fucked up.
Period.
Them 5 vacations are fucked up.
If you don't want to be here, don't be here.
After Chef Ramsay arranged for the staff to air their grievances,
I don't think you have a clue as to how this place
I don't want to name my restaurants because my parents go there often, and that end up doxing where they work, you know. Also where I am, because I go visit the restaurants often. So otherwise, I would tell you guys, because I would love the extra business. I would love the extra good reviews from you guys. That would be awesome. But also, it just takes one crazy to hurt my family, and I don't want that. So, and literally have hundreds of thousands of people who like are subscribed to me. Can't have one psycho. You know what I'm saying? It only takes one. Yeah.
runs.
The defiant owners.
But I would love your guys' business.
If you don't want to be here, don't be here. If I were piling up money back there, then I could see you being pissed off. But we're not piling up money back there.
I can't show appreciation in dollars at this point. They maybe have this picture of me with this pile of money going, ha, 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 nobody's going to get it. We don't have the money.
I'm accepting the truth from you guys. Accept it from me, please.
Things aren't going well, I understand that. But in terms of morale, there's an air of discontent. They feel abused. And I'm not saying the staff are perfect, but you're the owners. And you say...
If you're someone who owns a failing restaurant and you can't pay your staff the appropriate amount, move them all to part-time. Have a rotational staff so you don't have to pay a full-time salary. That's your best solution. Right? Like if you can't afford to pay them a full-time salary, start swapping in shifts. Let them work at a separate establishment and work at yours at the same time, so they can actually garner an income. Right? For example, if I have an employee who, like, this is actually a real example. I had one employee who asked to be moved to part-time. We're like, okay, but when we moved them to part-time, their shifts got covered. Then they asked, oh, can I increase my hours again? And I was like, I'm sorry. Those hours are already given up because you said you wanted to move to part-time, right? And they're like, okay, but that means I have to work somewhere else as well. I said, no problem. Here, give me their schedule that you work with them, and we'll make sure your hours don't overlap. And we'll just make it work out for you, right? We'll move shit around. Or you could talk to another coworker and have stuff moved around if they're willing to swap a shift with you, right? Things like that. Where it's like, we're not going to be here like, you have to only work for us. It's like, no, if you need more income and you can't settle it here by working part-time, you need to work in a different business, that's fine. But we're going to let you know which days we need you on. If I'm like, hey, I really need you on Fridays and Saturdays, since you've been working longer for me, take me as priority, right? But if you need to work there Monday to like Wednesday or Monday to Thursday, fine. Just like make sure that you understand.
Set an example. We have to fix what's broken within. So how about starting over again and turning the page and the beginning of a new chapter?
I understand those.
Also, just be honest. Don't refuse raises or pay cut without explanation. Yeah, I think one of the most important things, right, is that if you have to give it, like, for example, right, is that my restaurants, obviously, as I explained before, they're not doing the best, right? They're not, right? There's losses. There's times where I have to compensate for it quite heavily with my own channel, with my own YouTube channel, to help pay for the loss. And at the end of the day, that's my decision, so I don't feel negative about it at all. There's ways that I've tried to reduce payment, reduce pricing for things that I can, so that way I can not be so in the the bottom dwelling. But when it comes to the staff, which my parents handle more because they have a more interpersonal connection with them, I will sit them down and be like, hey, this is how much we're paying for staff currently. This is our profit margin. This is not okay. X, Y, and Z is happening. Our cost sunk is really bad right now. This is the evaluation for the month. Here are the numbers side by side, right? Tax season is coming up. We have this much in taxes to pay. This is how much we have to do. Like, we can't do that. I'll cover how much we have to pay for taxes. It's fine. We'll make it. We'll clear. But like, understand that we can't have all these part-timers. What can we do about that? How can we help like supplement them and make sure they're set up, right? And with that in mind, is I'm like, one of the best things you can do for these employees is that if they want to get a second job, tell them that you'll recommend them. It's like, let them take your personal number and you be the recommendation for them and give them high praise. Because that's one of the strongest things you need when trying to apply for a different job is a reference from a previous job or even a current job that will talk highly about you. And you can offer that to any employee, right? And my dad is extremely well-spoken, so he's like the perfect person to have for that. You sometimes have to fire staff. Yes, there are situations where we have to fire staff. Yeah. I've had a staff member steal from the business before, steal from the cash register. That was not too long ago and unfortunate. We had a security camera because we were starting to miss money and we didn't know who was taking it. So we didn't want to throw an accusation without seeing it. So I installed a camera over the cash register which I should have just done earlier. And then we saw it. And then we had it on video. So I'm not the kind of person to like scream or yell at somebody. I'm not that person. I scream and yell dramatically on video with you guys. I'm not here to press charges on somebody who clearly did it because they had a drug addiction, which I didn't know at the time. But I was like, this is it. Like, we can't continue, right? They did beg for their job back. They did get aggressive, but that's it. Right. And yeah, Did you get the money back? No. I just said that counts as your last paycheck because you stole. I didn't explain how much money they stole because we saw it. And I was like, that counts as your last paycheck. That's it. That's it. Yeah, you have that I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed energy. Yeah, I mean, I was extremely mad, to be honest with you. But I don't feel it's appropriate to like yell at somebody in that situation. Because if they felt desperate enough to do that, there's something going on with them. Right? And I try to see that aspect. And maybe it's just because I took psych. And maybe it's because I have that background that makes me that empathetic. I don't know. But I usually think that. I'm like, if you're really, really willing to screw me over and you know I'm a cancer patient, damn well there's something going on with you. Like, that is right. Like, there's got to be something. But yeah. So I've had that issue. I've had an issue where an employee didn't know I was the owner. She was a recent hire 1 week in. And I sat down at the restaurant and she treated me like shit. And I was like, come here, sit down after I finished my meal. And then I talked to her. And I don't even think it was a week. I think she was on her second or third training shift. And I was like, no. I wasn't even undercover. I just like assumed that she knew who I was. Right? And she just didn't. No one told her. Right? And then I sat her down and we had a conversation about it. And she like started like tearing up and apologizing. But I'm like, if you're willing to do that to me, what are you doing to the other? Like, what are you doing to everyone else? Right? And I was like, that's like, training shifts are over. We'll pay you out for the training shifts. You know, good luck in your next endeavor. And moved on. Right? That means they're acting like that to other customers. And yeah, well, I think they might have been racist. I can't really say. I'm not really sure why they treated me that way. All I know is that they treated me as if I'm someone who like they wouldn't get a tip out of or something. Like there was some sort of like bias they had towards me. So they just treated me differently than I saw them treating a different set of customers. And I did not appreciate that. And it's like, I don't like, that's not how it should be. Anyway, so I've had that situation happen before. I had like a lot of like weird situations with firing. I'm not going to say all of them in this situation. I've had a lot of people we've let go during a training shift, which happens all the time, where you just use a training shift with somebody and you just let them go instantly. Or like after the training shift, you're like, no, we're good. I wouldn't really call it firing. I just call that like, oh, you just don't take them. So yeah, it just kind of depends. It depends.
Frustrations. You're wonderful people. So I want you all here, and you will have my respect. I guarantee that from me. And there's a lot of love for you guys from Ellen and I truly mean that.
Good. We did make some progress. The air is clearer.
Is it clearer?
Okay,
I feel like there's still a lot of animosity in that room.
Some ideas that I need to put into place to really start putting this place back on the map. Thank you.
Honestly, I don't think that Daryl and Ellen heard what we were saying. He was just saying what was right.
That's what I'm saying. That's what that meeting. Them motherfuckers did not listen. They're like, oh yeah, we definitely cleared the air. That air was not cleared. That air was not cleared there. I don't know what the fuck Gordon was saying there.
Just to get Chef Ramsay off of his back.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Lord.
After attempting to open Daryl and Ellen's eyes to the staff morale problems, Chef Ramsay has devised a plan to test the chefs and showcase their abilities.
Okay, it's been so obvious that you've been handcuffed by Daryl. And here's what I want you to do. Show Daryl how creative, how inspirational, how exciting you can be with seafood. There's a grocery store literally 2 miles away from here, okay? Have a look at the ingredients, get inspired, come back, get creative. I want to see that on a plate. Yeah? Thank you, Chef. Good.
Right now, I'm pretty jacked
All
up.
right.
Gordon Ramsay himself said, Jason, time for you to be inspired. Go let it happen. Let's see what you got.
All right.
Some
let's
fresh
see what we
food.
got fresh.
How may I help you?
Redfish fresh?
Yeah, just put it out an hour and a half ago.
That's what we're looking for. It's extremely liberating to have this freedom to showcase and do what we want to do, cook good food. Very nice to meet you.
Thanks, guys.
I am looking for red onions with asparagus.
Let's do a red pepper. This will be the last thing I get. I'm ready to ride. There it is. There it is. Showcase the skills.
All right. I'm excited to see what they cook up. I'm excited. Do you know what? Also, fun fact is that my chefs, besides my mom, because my mom's the head chef, but the other chefs in my mom's restaurant, once a week, they cook their own dish from like their own part of like the country and stuff. And like their own like kind of meal. And then we put it as a special. Or we'll put it in like the buffet. And we'll just like see if we like it. And we'll try different things out. Right? That's also a part of passion of cooking. So, cool fun facts. Literally let them cook. Yeah. That's my mom's idea. My mom is the arbiter of that. That was not me. She is incredibly talented when it comes to her managing her kitchen. And that's what that was. That's her.
Think of something creative and really let it go, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, off we go, guys, yeah? Yeah, I'm going to do chicken fried steak at the same time, okay? Brilliant. Own it, yeah?
Yes, chef.
You going to put a little lime juice in there?
Yes.
Yeah,
Lime
just-
juice. I'm not done yet with it.
Okay, good. Yeah, love the idea. Bacon and
Cheddar grits.
Cheddar, nice.
Oh, bacon and cheddar grits.
So in
Oh,
terms of the inspiration, tell me what it is.
bacon and
Sorry
cheddar
to keep
grits. Oh, give me some of that shit. Oh my God. I want that so bad. That's some soul ass food, bro. That's some soul food. I'm trying to eat some of that. Oh my God. Oh, I love cheddar grits in general, man. Oh my God. Oh my
Southern
God,
with the
yes.
grits, fresh with the salmon and classic with the capers with the onions with the tomatoes.
Good.
I started drooling.
Grilled vegetables, fresh rice, fresh ingredients. Just a fun dish.
Pretty good job. The difference is night and day, let me tell you that. Beautiful.
And they're colorful plates. Look how colorful those plates are.
I cooked them.
Beautiful color.
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
That feels like there's life in it. You know, the presentation's nice.
Come over, guys. Please.
Wow, look at that.
You think of Louisiana, first thing you think of is freshness. But when I walked into your restaurant, what I didn't expect
Is that
was
you?
frozen seafood. So I got my team to get some ingredients for me. Like you both just have a little taste. Taste the freshness. A beautiful char-grilled salmon done with grits.
Creamy, tasty, it's absolutely phenomenal.
Then I got hold of some red fish, marinated zucchini with some rice and a really nice mango salsa.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh, this
that
red
sounds
fish is
nice.
delicious. It's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's
Phenomenal?
delicious. Absolutely.
Watching them eat my dish and not knowing that it was
Oh
mine.
my
And to say
God.
that, you know, it looked like it was from their heart.
They're like sucking dick talking about how good this food is. And it's not made by Gordon, bitch. It's made by your own chefs. Ooh.
I'd like you to have a little taste of that chicken fried steak. I just lightly pounded it and then fried it twice. So it should just melt in your mouth.
It does melt.
I love that. I love that he's like, yeah, so I double pounded it and I did blah, blah, blah. So it should like, right? Right? And these motherfuckers are like, scrum diddly umptious. This shit's so good. Num num. Thank you, Gordon. Oh shit, that's your own chefs.
The chef and couldn't believe how good it was. The presentation was beautiful, and it was fresh ingredients, and they tasted wonderful.
They're all absolutely phenomenal.
And you taste the difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's something you need to know about the seafood dishes. I didn't cook them. The two chefs put those dishes together.
Wow.
Oh, their faces. Oh, their faces. Their faces. They look disappointed. They don't look surprised or happy. They look fucking mad. They're like, oh, fuck these fuckers. Oh, they fucking got my ass so fucking.
Your boys.
Delicious. Absolutely.
Wow.
They really are. They're phenomenal.
It really opened my eyes to what I wasn't letting them do, honestly.
Oh, okay.
And I was not letting them create their art. These aren't just delicious. They're beautiful, and they come from right inside you. I know that. You did a fantastic job.
It feels really good that they're
Wow.
my potential, and I think that my ability.
He actually complimented them.
And hopefully, this is the first step forward.
this is the new Zeke's. I can see that's what we're looking for.
And all I could really think to myself was, about fucking time you see it. Pretty good job. Well done.
Good for him. Good for that guy for saying it.
Having at least a small breakthrough with the owners, Chef Ramsay decides to have his team work through the night on the biggest restaurant makeover they have ever done.
Oh, I want to see the makeover.
Morning, Chef. Excited?
So when I bought my fish and chips place, previously my sister owned it actually, and she wanted to get out because the business wasn't doing well, to be honest with you. It was failing pretty badly. And instead of selling it to some random schmuck, I stepped in. I was like, you know what? I already own part of a different restaurant. I'll step in for this one, sure. Right? So I bought it. And we did a renovation, right? I was like, all right, I bought this bitch. Let's change it up, huh? So we closed down for like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, and then we renovated the whole place. It took time. It took time. It could have probably been done faster, but I also wanted to like have them like do this crazy cleaning and stuff, and they like moved every unit out and everything, and it was like really well done. I had to get like, so I got like an extra fryer put into for that place. Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot.
Yes. Let's go. Welcome to the new Zeke's. Here we go.
Oh,
Come in,
wow.
please.
Oh, my God.
Are you kidding me? In. Oh, nice.
Oh,
man.
That place looks nice and comfy. That's a warm environment.
Look at that.
We did a soft opening when we
with the walls.
first came back.
Is the swamp.
And then we did a full reopening after.
Reclaimed doors.
So that we could train staff during the soft opening. So for those of you guys who don't know what a soft opening is versus a grand opening, soft opening is where you open the restaurant, but you don't announce that it's opened. So people who come by or look it up, they'll see that it's open online when they go to Google, or they'll like drive up to the restaurant and know that it's open because of the open sign. So that way it's like, it's a less of an influx of people. And like a silent opening. Yeah, exactly. And then it lets people, like, it lets your staff train. That's a huge thing, right? So for my sister's original staff, I had 2 of them train the new staff I hired. And that way, during that time, I also had friends, family, anyone I could get come to the restaurant during the soft opening so that they could order the food and try it. And that we could try to quality control as much as we can and then set that standard from day 1. That's the biggest goal. And then you have friends humble brag. Oh my God, yeah. And then when it came to like my other staff from my other restaurant, I brought them over to the fish and chips place. And I was like, hey, try it. Free on me, try it. Right? And they all tried it as well. Right? And they gave feedback because a lot of them are chefs too. Right? And that kind of stuff helps. Now, one of the things that's a little brutal about my fish and chips place is that we have hand-cut fries. Fresh, hand-cut fries. And that is a bitch to make and buy. Because you have to buy the potatoes and you have to pay the person to fucking get that shit done. And oh my God. You have like a thing that like helps cut the fries, right? You have like a fry cutter, right? And at one point, because of the cost, we considered switching. Right? We considered switching. And we tried to sample out other fries. And we're like, they're just not good enough. You know? And some of those fries that you can actually buy from suppliers are good. Like some of them are great. But when you take like when you look at a fresh fry versus one of the ones that are like done by a factory, you can really tell the quality difference. And I'm like, God damn it. And we kept the hand-cut fries, even though they're more expensive. But I was like, if anything, raise the combo up by $1.50, and it'll make up the cost in the next 10 orders. That's fine. Oh, yeah, that's... So, for example, I talked about this actually in a One Piece reaction on my other channel. Where I was like, oh my God, Cavendish fries! Because there's a character named Cavendish. Because I tried Cavendish fries and what they had to offer. And that's actually the ones they sell at Costco, if you did not know that. Costco fries that you get from their like thing are Cavendish fries, if you want to just buy them yourself and make them. That's their supplier. And I tried those ones and I was like, no, I don't want to go with that one. It's a good tasting fry, but I'd rather go with the hand ones, the hand cut ones. So, yeah.
Look like home.
Look at this.
You've got the most amazing chairs, brand new chairs. It just feels authentic.
Let me say this, please.
Please.
You have found our identity.
Wonderful.
This is
Wonderful.
us. I'm astonished. I mean, truly.
I didn't really have any expectations, but this has surpassed anything I could possibly imagine.
There is one more thing I'd like to show you. You're gonna start peeing your pants.
Oh, man, that's it. Oh, that's nice.
There we are, our boil house.
Oh, shit!
From
Oh, that's
shucking your
cool as
oysters
fuck.
to cooking your shrimp, this is going to be a substantial part of the menu. And Emil, it's going
Oh,
to take
that's
some of
so
the pressure
cool.
off you, Jason. This should just run on its own, and it should almost double the turnover. Did I see you smile again? That's the second time in 24 hours, dude. Huh? They're going to arrest you for being too happy.
Chef Ramsay has given this staff, this place, my family, our friends, our customers, a new beginning. It's unbelievable.
Honestly, when people would ask me where I work, I would never say Zeke's. I just say I'm a cook. Now I'm proud to say that I work here.
A new beginning and a new identity for Zeke's.
Along with making the decor more inviting, Chef Ramsay has replaced.
I just want to go look at the decor for a second. My only issue with the decor, so they have paper laying on top of the tablecloth. It's for easier cleaning, but the tablecloth is still exposed. This is going to be very difficult. What they should do is have a glass top on top of the tablecloth. So the reason why you want to do a glass top on top of tablecloth is because, one, it's easier to clean, it still looks classy, and the wipe down's really good. If someone stains the tablecloth, that's a whole fucking hassle and a half. You literally have to replace it while it gets dry cleaned, right? In addition to that, you have to wash tablecloths even if you have the glass on it, because you have to put it through a bleach cycle. But this is hard to maintain. This is good for temporary, for like a nice TV show episode, but they're not thinking about the longevity of a month from now. They're not thinking about the long run, because there's going to be stains on this tablecloth.
Chef Ramsay has replaced Zeke's outdated
As a former
stale
busboy,
menu
glass is good.
with
Yeah,
a
exactly.
modern update of classic New Orleans cuisine.
Oh my gosh.
My goodness me. But this is going to put Zeke's back on the map. Be careful, it's fresh.
Every dish is absolutely beautiful.
Okay.
Oh man, those look good. Those meals look
Let's start
good.
off, top of the table. Zeke's house boil, yes. Bucket of shrimps, yes. Bucket of blue crabs.
Oh
Great
man, that shit
sharing.
looks good.
Festive,
Oh, they eating.
localized bucket. Push them, okay? Back in the menu, the entrees. Pecan-crusted catfish, served with a classic tartar sauce and a herb salad. Country fried steak, big hit. Say no more. Such a gravy, delicious, slightly heated in that gravy, so you got a nice little burn in the back of your throat. Blackened alligator, wonderful.
Oh, I never tried alligator. Oh, I would so try that shit. I've never had alligator.
Creole sauce, absolutely delicious. Because this has now become not the old Zeke's, your Zeke's.
Thank you.
You've got your identity. Now make it yours.
Absolutely incredible.
Beautiful. Come here. Come here.
The way Chef created the menu and the dishes, they don't have a
Bit
menu
gritty.
like that around here.
Dig in. Enjoy.
So not only do we have something great to put on the table, but it's not anywhere around. Nobody else has it.
Did you taste the cornbread? The menu is phenomenal. I'm proud to have it and excited and can't wait for everybody else to come in and try it. It's delicious.
I feel right now we have the most diverse Louisiana Southern menu.
And that's why a tasting is important. That way, your servers can recommend what they like the best. Your chefs know what they like to prepare the most and what they're most comfortable with. They can experience other things and understand what they're meant to taste like. These things are important for your whole staff, not just the kitchen, right? For example, when I was a waitress, way back in the day, I'm old as shit. Way back in the day when I was a waitress, one of the things that really helped me was when they did a tasting and they let me try a bunch of different stuff at the restaurant. And that way, when I was in fine dining back then, like when people ask me, well, what would you get? I'd be like, oh my God, I would get blah, 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 paired with this wine. That's one of my favorite things to get. And the reason why is blah, 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 right? And obviously Alicia got big ass tips because, you know, slay. But also, like, Alicia, you're Alicia X hag now. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, like it's that stuff's really important because you're not just talking out of your ass. Tips, I made a lot of tip money. Yeah, when I worked in fine dining, I was the highest alcohol sales. So they would always put me on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning. They would never have me on during slow shifts. They refused to. Because I would sell the most alcohol. And I get it. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I got really big tips and payouts from people from tables, but that was mostly because I was really good at just reading the vibe of a table. Right? If I see a couple and it looks like it's their first date, I literally just hype up the dude, especially if he looks nervous. I'm like, oh, like if I've seen them once before, I'll act like they're experienced. I'm like, oh, wow, welcome back. It's great to have you. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And I have an insane, like back then, not now that I'm older, but back then I had an insane memory for people. I wouldn't know their names, but I would remember their faces really well. Not anymore. I don't have good facial recognition anymore. But I would see them and I'd be like, okay, I think I served them like 2 months ago. Like, oh my God, it's great to have you back. You ordered blah, blah, blah last time, right? They'd be like, yeah? And I'm like, sweet. Yeah, like we actually have this today. And if you liked that last time, then you might want to be interested in this. And I'll be like, oh, and I'll go to the lady. I'm like, hello, how are you today? Blah, blah, blah. And is this your first time eating with us? They'll be like, oh, yes, it is. I'm like, wow, well, welcome. And, you know, if you would like to try like this drink, I tried out this drink earlier today. And it's great. Obviously non-alcoholic, but it's fantastic. Like, I'll do stuff like that. And it's like, you know, you just make it so that it's like, I don't know, more personable and like they feel very comfortable and relaxed. If it's somebody who seems a bit more snobbish, I'll come in and be like, how was your evening? I hope you've been doing well today. Like, is there anything I can start you off with? We have blah, blah, blah wine today. Personally, I like to make this sort of cocktail if you want to try something new today. Because like there's certain cocktails that I know how to make that weren't a part of the actual menu, which was like a huge sell that I had. And other waiters and waitresses couldn't really, like they had a hard time replicating it, even though it's just a fucking drink that I made. It's not a big deal. But it's a certain drink that like I was known for. And I was like, actually, there's this drink that can either be great to start off or as a dessert that I make. It's a really great cocktail. It's very thick though. Would you like to try one? And usually I would sell those pretty early on. I'll people get started. Or I'd be like, oh, it's great with a fish pairing as well. If you want to try it with a fish pairing or a spicy pairing. And like things like that. And I was like a cocktail master. Cocktails are what I did best. I mean, I ended up working in a bar later, right? So I have my bar license, my bartending license. So that also helped a lot with my experience when waitressing because I did both jobs at the same time. I worked at a bar somewhere else and waitressed. So a lot of that helps. A lot of that helped. And because of that, I got tipped really high based on the person. How many jobs have you worked? Oh, fuck. When I was 8, I worked as a sign language interpreter at a university because my dad was a professor at a university. And for one of his psychology courses he was teaching, he would have me grade the students on their sign language as a communications process. So I would test them as they like came up to me. And that was my first job. My next job was probably when I was 14. I worked as a dishwasher in a restaurant. When I was 16, I became a waitress. Well, when I was 15, I became a food server. So I would serve tables and I would also bus tables. But I wasn't actually like a waiter. When I was 16, I became a waiter. And then when I was 16, I also got a job at an audio company. So I became like a cable runner for events. Like, you know when there's those big XLR cables that you have to like run like across fucking fields? That was me. I'd be running those fucking cables. And then when I was 17, I moved from that and organization in the backstock rooms into working with an X32 Behringer, which is an audio interface like soundboard. And with that audio interface, people would like rent me and the board together for events for the company. In addition to that, I worked as a technical support for a radio station that was local, and still worked as a waitress at the same time. My goal was I really wanted to go to university. And yeah, when I was 17 is when I graduated high school, I believe, 16 or 17. I was pushed up when I was young, so got into university early. I was on my grind still. I left all audio tech jobs though, because I just didn't have the time to travel to the different city that I needed to go to, because my university was in a different city. I still waitressed. I was full-time university student and also full-time waitress at the same time. So basically how my day would go is I shoved all my classes to be in the morning. So I would have like 3 or 4 back-to-back-to-back classes where I'd like have like 10 to 15 minutes to sprint from one building to the other, literally sprint sometimes every day. And then it'd be like around like 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. and I would go straight to the like restaurant that I work at, and I would just like bring my clothes with me and change there. And then after that, after my shift was over, I would just like either go home and study, and if it was vice versa, if I had school in the evening, I would work the morning shift, because I'd had morning shifts on Sundays, but campus is still open on Sundays because some people take weekend classes. I would go to the campus, and then I'd go to the library because they had cubicles in the library, and I would go study there instead on Sundays. I didn't have any Sunday classes though, because mostly they're like labs and stuff. I didn't have any labs on Sunday. Most of my labs were on Saturdays and Fridays. Yeah. So that was me through university. I drank a lot. Drank a lot during university. But yeah, that's what got me through it. Then after that, let's see. Oh, I was bartending as well through the latter half of university. Then I went halfway across the country to go to film school. While I was in film school, I did really odd jobs. 2 of the main jobs I had early on in film school was I was a data management technician and also a bartender. So that was 2 things that I did. And left bartending pretty quickly when I was there, because I was just like, I was just really overworked with everything. So I was like, fuck, I need more online work. So fun story. I used to boost people's accounts in Overwatch for streamers who are women. I would take their accounts, boost it while they're off of stream, so that way they wouldn't lose rank. This was back in like 2017 at this time. And that paid for a lot of film school, because that was like a huge time for Overwatch. And after that would have been 2018. That's when I started working as an editor. But I didn't work as an actual editor. I worked as a thing called an assistant editor. So basically my job was to make sure all files are linked, similar to a data management technician, but not fully, because I'm not like on set. I just like make sure all files are linked. They're all backed up into different storage units. They're backed up to our servers. Then I go through the edit. I organize the timeline for them. I organize their file stuff, and I make sure everything's okay and everything's labeled properly. And I relay it into the files and all that shit. I just do like background work. Nothing of real editing at the time. God, and that's 29. Trying to think, 2019. Oh yeah, and then I moved into 2019. That's when I became an esports commentator. End of 2018 is when I started esports. 2019 is when I took off in esports and built my career around it. And that's when I dropped all my other jobs and just became an esports commentator and a professional in the scene. And then 2020 hit, COVID happened, and esports kind of died because you couldn't really travel anywhere. And I was like, fuck. So I went back to my old editing job for temporarily, which was hell. Really was hell. And I was like, I'm not happy with my life anymore. And this shit sucks. I'm going to try content creation and see if I can make it. And then I told my boyfriend at the time, who's now my fiance, I told him, I was like, I don't know if I can do this, but I want to try. And he literally says to me, if anyone can make it as a content creator, it's you. And I was like, okay. And he's like, don't worry about it. Like, we'll make it through. And I also felt comfortable to try because I had education to fall back on. So it's not like if this failed, I would have like at least my like education that I've had, right? To get jobs. And my previous work experience helps a lot too. And that's when I started content creation. Probably like near the end of 2020 is when I started. And didn't do too well during 2020, end of 2020, 2021 didn't do well. 2022 is when I took off. And I was struggling financially extremely hard in 2021. And it took Rich like convincing me and being like, I have enough funds to help you keep pushing for now. Give it another year, right? Don't worry about it. Try. And 2022, my health was declining very rapidly. This is when my cancer was literally killing me. And we had no idea because no doctor was able to diagnose me yet. And one day I passed out in my apartment. And I woke up on the floor. And I was like, I don't know how long I was knocked out for. I don't know if I hit my head. And that was the day I was like, I'm flying to my parents. And I'm going to make sure someone's around me. And literally that day, I texted my dad. I was like, I passed out. I don't know if I hit my head. I don't know what happened. I don't feel any head injury. But I think I should come back. And he's like, I'm getting you a ticket. He goes, what the hell happened? And I got a ticket. I could barely walk through the airport because I kept falling asleep. I had so little blood in my body. At this point, I was down to an 80 hemoglobin level. The average blood level for people is 120. I was down to 80. Anything below 80, you need a blood transfusion. So I was falling asleep while walking through the airport. I kept falling asleep in a chair, getting back up and walking over and over again. And then flew back home, went straight to the ER as soon as I got back. And that's where like most of the shit went down. And they were like, well, your blood level's 80, so we can't give you a transfusion. But there's definitely something wrong here. So they sent me to a specialist, right? Specialist contacted me a week later. They misdiagnosed me completely, said I was too young to have cancer, so they didn't check. Another 2 weeks later is the day that I lost over half the blood in my body. I seized, I passed out. My mom thought I was dead when she found me. And that's when all this shit went down. And that's when they found out I had cancer. They didn't find out in that moment. I had to get biopsied and stuff. But after I got my 2 blood transfusions and the biopsy, that's when they found out I had cancer about 2 to 3 weeks later, I think. It would have been about in early January the next year. So 2023, early January is when I found out I had cancer. This all happened end of November. So yeah, what happened was I was supposed to get my results before December ended, but they all went on vacation. So I got my results after their vacation, after they got back. So my results should have been back beginning of December. Didn't get it till January though. So I had to sit through Christmas thinking, oh my fuck, am I going to die? Oh my God, do I have cancer? And then surprise, Happy New Year. Da, 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 da. Yeah. That's the whole story of all my jobs. And then I was like, well, shit, bitch, I can't do anything. So I guess I'm just going to fucking content create. And that's the moment my friends went, hey, that reaction you did to Cyberpunk went well. And Avatar. You should keep doing reaction content. Just fully pivot. And here we are. Yep. Yep. And then this past year is when I bought the restaurants and everything. There you go. That help?
very well may have the best menu.
Rich in flavor, rich in texture. Wow.
Hi guys, welcome to Zeke's.
The community of Metairie had a love affair with this restaurant that went sour.
I technically also was a violin tutor when I was a kid. And also I babysat, but I didn't add those into the early lore. Those were just little cash side hustles. I also used to sell snacks at school. I would go to I was gonna say which grocery store. I went to the grocery store. I look at flyers every week. I'd see what snacks are on sale. And with my babysitting money, I'd buy those snacks that were on sale and I'd sell them to kids at school. Because they'd had a huge health craze happen where they would only sell bananas and apples at the canteen at the school. And there you go. I also made money from that too. Anyways. And that's how I started coupon clipping. And that's why to this day, I still coupon clip.
Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Shrimps are amazing.
Chef Ramsay's revamp and tonight's relaunch will be a strong indicator if it's possible for this love affair to resume.
I'm gonna try some other
I didn't include any of my volunteer jobs, but I feel like that's just like me sucking my own dick if I include all the volunteering I do.
Chef Ramsay
I don't know, it feels like too much self-glaze.
Take some of the pressure off the kitchen.
Any orders on yet in the board house? No. Nothing in the board house already. So get hold of the waitresses, call them in and say, right, start pushing them. And we've got to use that place. We've got to get used to that. Let's go.
Great. Sell boil food. Sell one, okay? Sell one to a big table, please.
Can't we get it, Mr. Beast? Shut up, chat. It's not like I gave money, I gave my time. I mean, now I do, because I make snack packs for the homeless, right? So that's different. Now I give money, right? Because I make snack packs and put gift cards to like Tim Hortons in it. That way they can't use it towards drug money, right? So I'll do that now. So I make about 1,000 of those a year. I was gonna say thousands. I make 1,000 of those a year. And then I give it to the local food shelters. And then prior to that, though, when I was in university, what I would do is there's this huge busy street with a lot of homeless people. I'd buy McDonald's. I'd buy 32 like double cheeseburgers, and I'd hand them out to the homeless across that street and just walk down there. And it was every single second week on my payday from my job. And after it would be before university. It was right before I started university. I was just, like still in high school. I also volunteered at a senior's home, but then I had a friend who had an incident at the senior's home. Not me. A friend had an incident at the senior's home where one of the dudes grabbed her ass, and then he said that she came on to him. And I was like, I'm not going to get into that kind of bullshit, so I'm out. The moment she left, I left. I was like, I ain't playing those games. That's crazy, right? So that one I didn't stay long. The longest I worked at one was a homeless shelter in Toronto. And I used to cut their hair and cut their nails. Was like the biggest one I did. And also remove lice. But now I don't do any of that anymore. I just make the snack packs and do that each year. Is that enough for you? Did you have a nice time with my lore video? Mr. Beast collab win. All right.
Special, it's boiled lobster for 2. I don't know if you saw it on the menu, but sell it by the bucket.
Just bring us 2 coming right up.
I want to see them buckets, baby. I want that fucking bucket.
2 buckets of lobster, please. Let's go. Put a little bit of butter on there. Give it a nice little glaze, okay? Good. That's it. 2 lobsters. Let's go.
Look what I have for y'all. Y'all enjoy.
Looks good. Look at this.
With the boil house now being utilized and satisfying
And that garlic butter? Shit,
it's
dog.
clearly allowed some breathing room for the kitchen.
You're 8 minutes on baked crab at 33.
However, it's now up to Daryl to manage the time wisely.
I worked hard today. Let's make it happen.
You've got to focus on that window. Communicate with these guys. 1 table leaving, 1 table working, so we don't get bumped down, yes?
Yes, chef.
I need an alligator. I need a strip.
Give me 3 minutes on that.
Let's go.
We need to push food up there and cook it as fast as we can.
3 tomatoes, chocolate ices. I need it fast.
Let's work one at a time.
Okay, he's communicating.
How we looking? 3 chops.
He's communicating.
Hold on 1 second, Daryl.
Smother chop. How we looking?
Daryl, slow down for 1 minute. Let us catch up, huh?
Fucking hell.
With Daryl calling multiple tickets at the same time.
He's not listening though. He's not communicating. He's yelling and not listening. But at least he's saying words. But oh my god.
It's mashed sweet potatoes.
And more focused on speed than anything else.
What ticket is it for?
The kitchen is now completely confused.
How's my pecan catfish? Where's my New York strip? Gotta go.
Just put them in the window and we'll figure out how to plate them.
Yes, whatever you got.
Make sure it's done, huh?
I was being told that I need this, this, and this right now, and I just try and move as fast as I can and get the food out. Say it just looks like crap. Do you agree?
Yeah.
No, if it looks bad, don't do it!
Go in the window like that.
Don't do it! If it looks bad, don't do it! They're doing it.
Quicker pace.
That looks really raw. I don't think this is.
Oh, it's not cooked! Oh, it's not cooked!
They should be.
So is that cooked? It's not, is it? Excuse me. Can I get you another one, sir? Sure. Yeah. Guys, the fish is raw. Not tonight. Just stop.
24.
Oh, it's fucking
Everybody
raw!
stop.
It's fucking raw, chat! It's raw!
relaunch night at Zeke's.
Mother Chop, how we looking?
Daryl, slow down for 1 minute. Let us catch up, huh?
And with Daryl pushing the cooks, food is leaving the kitchen quickly.
Can I get you another one, sir?
Unfortunately, it's also coming back quickly.
Guys, the fish is raw. Not tonight.
Oh, man.
Just stop. Everybody stop. I'm here. Jason, come round. I'd rather be 3-4 minutes later than rush food out there and the shit's coming back. Not tonight.
An expediter should definitely set the tone for the rest of the kitchen. I think Daryl lost control of that. It's just a big catastrophe.
What we've got to do is focus on one table at a time. We've got to communicate. Daryl, talk to me. Don't get smart. Where you at? Daryl, what table you on? Daryl, take responsibility.
I have to stop.
Take responsibility.
Refocus. Let's get these tickets out one at a time. I need to do a better job of communicating, very simply.
Oh, wow! Okay, self-reflection though, baby girl. Self-reflection! Okay!
Table one.
Whose man's is this?
Ticket.
I got 33 black and alligator pecan catfish.
Oh, he turned it around!
Let's go.
Following Chef
Okay,
Ramsay's advice
Daryl.
of focusing on one table at a time,
What table you
All
on?
right, table 10. Yeah, I
Mac
got
and cheese,
I
grits
got-
is up.
Daryl and the chefs are now in sync.
Please, let's get this to 31.
Like an alligator.
Perfectly cooked dishes are leaving the kitchen
That's very good.
and are being enjoyed by thrilled customers.
That's great.
Fox News are here.
Now that this restaurant is on its way to a successful relaunch,
Hi.
Chef Ramsay is ready to spread the word.
What happened at the restaurant before? Why did you come here?
Not their local Fox network. Oh, hell no. Oh.
This place was legendary. It lost its way. It's now back on the map, and 2 new owners that are going to start their own beginning of a new chapter.
What is the feedback you're already getting for tonight?
That the food is fantastic. I mean, the menu's, it's fabulous. I highly recommend that you come in and try it.
Let's finish. Let's finish. Somebody get this to 14, please.
Dude, can I
No
just
more
say,
tickets coming
I
in.
fucking love the editing of this fucking show. They do 30,000 zooms and cuts, and it's insane. They cut it like it's a fucking Michael Bay film. You guys notice that? Zoom, cut, zoom, cut, zoom, bang. It's so good.
Get this stuff out
Just
of
cut,
here.
cut.
That's a
Cut.
wrap, Jack.
At the end of
Cut.
the night,
Zoom
the way
out.
it ended made you feel good. I think Daryl showed more
Cut.
personality than I
Intercut
showed
with
in the last
the
few
talking head.
years. We
Cut.
still have some improvements
Cut.
to make, but you can see it's on the right track.
Cut.
Night, ladies.
Cut.
Thank you so much.
Establishing shot.
Okay. Tonight was about establishing a new Zeke's. And you achieved it.
Yes, yes.
For my first time in New Orleans, fuck me, did you give me a challenge?
Is this place still
Chef
open? Does
Ramsay
anyone
told me
know?
a week ago
Chat?
that all these
Zeke's
changes were
in
gonna
New
happen.
Orleans?
Well done, my darling.
Anybody know?
I don't think I would have really believed it.
Can I just have a quick word with you two?
Amazing.
Closed in 2012.
Look at this place. The potential.
It lasted for 2 years after the changes. Yeah, you really can't help a sinking ship, can you? Well, hey, at least they probably got a good price for the restaurant, right? Because they got to sell all that new ass furniture. That furniture was brand new. At least they got to sell that, right? Yep.
Huge.
Yep.
It's now your Zeke's.
Lady
Run with
owner
it.
got cancer? Jesus fuck. Oh, that's sad to hear. That's unfortunate. Hope she ended up being okay.
Daryl, you do care. And you do have a heart, a big heart.
No wonder they sold,
Show
yeah.
it to your staff.
Indeed, I will.
Don't hide that.
I'm ready to do things the right way, ready to get moving. It's a new life. It's new energy.
Good job.
Thank you, thank
Good
you,
night.
thank you.
Good night, good night, good night.
I mean, this video is already really long, but my dad had stage 3 stomach cancer, where he had to get his stomach removed, his intestines, 3 lymph nodes, and his gallbladder removed, and they attached his esophagus to his intestines, and he has like 52 stitches across his torso. And looks like I used to tell him we should get a zipper tattoo at the top of the scar. Look badass. But and I could say you could get my mom's name written on the zipper. It'd be kind of funny. Anyway, he wasn't supposed to live. It spread through a lot of his organs. He wasn't supposed to make it. And they're like, you have about 5% chance to make it for the next 5 years. Less than 1% chance to make it to like 6. Right? It's 13 fucking years later. He is vibing. He is chilling. That motherfucker outlived any goddamn theory these fucks have. And I love my dad so much. And the thing about my dad too is that during that time is when my parents opened the restaurant. The same year they opened the restaurant, their first one, was when he got into the hospital with cancer. And we thought he wasn't going to make it. And that was a really hard time on the family because there's 3 daughters, right? I have 2 older sisters and myself. And all of us basically stopped our lives to like help him run that business while he wasn't there. Doing anything we can. And yeah, he made it through. We kept the business. We didn't close it, which was something we never expected. And yeah. Legit, who are they going to cast for your dad's HBO biopic? I mean, my dad's such a fucking legend. I could tell you so many stories about my dad. If you think my life is interesting, my dad's life is so much more fucking interesting than mine. My story sounds like I did a lot. My dad's story? Holy shit. His lore is way crazier than mine. Yeah, that'll be some other time, though. His lore is good, though. His lore is damn good. Anyway, thank you so much for watching YouTube. Thanks for watching some Gordon Ramsay with me. For me, I'm less of a reaction channel, more of a commentary channel that happens to have reactions in it. So if you're cool with long-ass videos where we sit, talk about life stories, talk about how the food industry works, talk about all that stuff, I'm the channel for you if you like long-ass videos. If you're more into just like, poggy woggies at the funny pictures, I'm not the person for you, and that's fine. If you want to stick around, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool too. Hope you enjoyed. If you made it this far in, you probably did. Hope you like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye.